WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former intern's tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Oh, it's a Monday. Hi. What's going on, guys? Hello? Are you guys there?
I thought you were gonna have more of an intro.
No,
It's Monday. Quiet.
My bad. Okay, look.
It's Monday. Fuck this.
Today's a Monday. It's definitely just 20th November 2017, broadcasting live from the Functional Vendor Center of Excellence. This is the Monday edition. And joining me is the lovely Spanky in the front desk and the lovely Flash. Flash, the dude.
You're good. You were right the first time. The lovely Flash.
The lovely Flash. Get him, Flash. Get him. Every time I think of Flash, I think of the dog from Dukes of Hazzard. So real quick, yeah. Please. Dude. So Charles Manson finally died.
About damn time.
I was about to say he's been like on and off dying and shit. Which is kind of ironic because I'm hearing rumors that Della Reese died too. Wow.
Everyone's just going.
They were just going. So the one who portrayed an angel and the one who was an actual fucking demon fucking died. They all died. They all dead. They all dear. So,
well, as long as I'm alive, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, fuck Charles Manson, man. I mean, everyone...
Yeah.
Everyone's like, well, how come he wasn't put to death? Well, since that this happened during about the same time I was born back in the 1960s.
70s, 30s, 1730s.
1730, yeah.
That's about right.
There is actually there was no death penalty at the time in California. Now he actually he's got like the Scott Peterson thing rolling. He never really did anything. Like he didn't actually commit any crime. He was the orchestrator. He was the orchestrator because orchestration is, I guess, is a big deal. Even though there's nothing specific that he did, there was no actual him connected to a crime. Specifically, they blamed him for influencing people to commit crimes, which was obviously the Tate murders. And
yeah, I was gonna say, let's call it what it is. It was a brutal massacre of a bunch of Hollywood people.
Yeah, exactly. And Roman Polanski almost got it because he was at the time with Sharon Tate, and that was his kid that she was carrying. And then there was the
isn't that the same guy who was touching little kids?
Yeah, the same guy.
Maybe he shouldn't. Never mind. I won't put that voodoo out there.
Yeah, same, I was saying. Anyways, and then also there, there was the Biancas and the freaking Abigail Folger, the heiress to the Folger cafe fortune. So some notables out there that again he was only orchestrating, and everyone was like, well, he really didn't. Can you blame? I mean, can you get somebody for murdering someone if they were the ones that said, hey, go murder someone, and then they went out and did it? Do you hold him culpable for that? I mean, we all break balls nowadays, and think about it. Back in the 60s and 70s, shit like that, what Charles Manson was saying was unbelievably abhorrent compared to now. What you see on the fucking web, it's nothing. If that makes any sense. Charles Manson would say that I'm Jesus, and the next thing you know, people were like, back in the day, because everyone was so ultra conservative in the method of their receiving of their information and shit. Everyone really thought that he was like, fuck, this guy's fucking nuts, talking about Jesus and all that stuff. He actually was starting a race war. That's the reason why, if you guys want to.
Helter Skelter.
Yeah, exactly that. Helter Skelter. So if you want to go back to why are you wearing a Charles Manson T-shirt? You must be a racist. There. Ooh, I finally found a way to say to tie that in. Tie it up. Pull you in. You racist. If you wear a Charlie Manson shirt, you're racist. A lot of the words that he coined were unfit for freaking. Oh my God! Just think about all the shit that Charles Manson was saying if he was saying it right now, or all the shit that was happening, holding him to the same standards of today as is now. He'd be forgiven.
I don't know. It seems like everyone who was held to different standards even 20 years ago is now getting their comeuppance today.
Exactly. Today's like everyone's fucking saying some shit. I'm gonna go to rehab, and I'm gay, and I'm spending time with my family. Damn.
I knew it.
That's all you had to fucking say? No, not me specifically. I'm really quoting Kevin Spacey. Which I thought Kevin Spacey was with some dude and he had a kid already, which, okay, oddly enough. But anyways.
Hey, you know what? When I told my wife that that Kevin Spacey, after the whole thing, during the whole thing, and then said, "Oh yeah, and I'm gay."
Yeah.
Like that was going to be like, there's your excuse. Go on ahead.
That's what they're using.
The first thing my wife said was, "I knew that scene in House of Cards was way too good."
Oh yeah.
I remember that. I think it was like season 2,
yeah,
season 3.
I was about to say, yeah. Something like
Devil's
that.
Threesome, and
yeah.
It was totally.
Yeah.
I could tell there was no. We crossed the line from acting to normal life.
Yeah, it was. He was. When you think about it, he was too good.
He was too good.
He was like, wow. Damn.
Like I was like, man, Kevin Spacey's got range. Now I'm like, that makes more sense.
He's in his role.
Now everyone, let's see, they got Al Franken is getting busted up now. That people are demanding that Bill Clinton, the original political, grab ass champion, should apologize. That was on CNN today. Like everyone,
whoa, hang on.
You got the Alabama
CNN said
guy.
that. Whoa. CNN said that he should apologize. Are you bullshit?
Yes, it was. Hold on. Let me find the.
CNN
I'll find
said
the article. I'll cite my source, but I didn't have a lot to do at work today, so I spent most of it reading the different news, and because there's a whole bunch of stuff to cover, including one of my favorite countries. Let's see.
One of your favorite countries?
Oh yeah, North Korea.
Oh, praise. Hurrah.
Those fuckers over there.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a minute.
We're about to have another nuclear test to guarantee that.
So that's gonna be later. So Franken.
We'll just leave it at that. If you're living under a rock, then then just hold on.
Yeah, if you're or unlike most Koreans living under 200 tons of rock.
Still not enough.
Still not. Yeah. But the thing was going back to the Al Franken thing.
Guy.
Now there's pictures of him surfacing everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Pictures of him sitting next to a girl. Okay, now look. When is the line going to get stopped now? Because there's a lot of things going on with this sexual harassment shit. I think is kind of like, he grabbed my ass. You didn't seem like you were running away or something like that when you were cheek to the guy when you were taking that picture. You know what I mean? There's now the Leanne Tweeden thing. I could slowly see that as being some fucking fucked up shit.
Yeah, see that to
That's
me was
different.
where I guess the line I cross as a normal human being, because she was sleeping. He was doing something that, if somebody had done that to if somebody had done that to one of my soldiers or whatever, had taken a picture, like they look like you're grabbing their their boobs through their somebody would have got throat punch. But the whole, hell, I've had girls grab my ass. Because I do have a nice one. Thank you very much. I've had girls grab my ass, when taking a picture next to somebody. I didn't just immediately oh, I'm just going to save this for 20 years and see if you get see if you get famous and drop this dime on you.
You see, that's what I was getting at. Man, I'm glad to see that. That's the elephant in the room right there. Why are these women waiting so long to freaking do it now? Why?
It all started with Weinstein because they realized, oh shit, you know what? And I want to preface this because, like we did, I think the last time we covered this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I do not condone sexual harassment or sexual assault in any way, shape, or form. Keep your fucking hands to your fucking self and stop touching other people when they don't want to be touched.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have these problems if you just kept your hands yourself.
Yeah.
Now, this happened, and what pissed me off with Weinstein was Quentin Tarantino came out and said, "Oh yeah, I knew that happened. Motherfucker, why did you say something? Oh, it's just Hollywood. Shut up, go away." There's, you don't get to play the, and because that's my thing. You don't get to play the, oh, I knew it's so horrible, or you don't get to play the victim when you could when you condoned it by not doing anything.
Almost
Sarah Silverman came out
exactly
and did a video on her. She's got a Hulu show on Hulu, like I Miss America or some shit like that, talking about Louis C.K., who's a friend of hers, talking about the whole him masturbating in front of two other comics or whatnot. She knew it was going on, but was didn't say anything, apparently didn't approach him and say nothing. Yet she has the audacity to do a monologue saying, this is horrible, this, that, and the other. Bitch, you had a chance to say something. You could have said something a long time ago, because what she says is true. She said that 2 female comics got out of comedy because of what happened with Louis C.K. Now, Bill Clinton, even, Bush Sr. is getting hit up for this. Alfred, granted the blatant, picture I'm grabbing her boobs thing is, yeah, whatever. But the rest, he brushed my shoulder one time.
You're exactly.
I now want to sue him.
Exactly.
BS, go away.
Exactly.
You had a shot.
I mean, you're going to go after HW. You're going to go after HW Bush. I mean, come on, man. The guy's fucking hands shaking already. Oh, you might have just gotten in the way of the range of field, the range of fire. You know what I mean? You guys, somebody's got Parkinson's and they're shaking, because the Pope was fucking shaking pretty good too. I'm surprised somebody didn't fucking accused him. Or Muhammad Ali was shaking pretty hard. You could mix a protein shake with that dude. So what the fuck? Now all of a sudden, anything he touched, oh well, Muhammad Ali brushed me. Oh, Muhammad Ali. Damn, man.
If George Sr. or if Al Franken, as much as I don't care. I don't care for his politics. I think he's funny when he's I think he's funny when he's doing his committee and just laying bombs on people. But I'm not his political base. Now, if he had raped somebody, there's no statute of limitation. Don't care if you now just feel comfortable 30 years later, more power to you. But him grabbing, he grabbed my ass. Seriously? Mm-hmm. Hey, girls grab guys' asses all the time. You just waited. You just got lucky that a powerful person decided to. And just then, if it was a big deal, then why didn't you say it then? You were so afraid, but everyone's seeing that there's something to gain from it. The Al Franken, there's 2 journalists that are involved that all of a sudden, who I've never heard of before, are now in the spotlight again. Everything is very convenient, and I kind of want to be like, hey, I'm sorry that happened to you. It's been 20 years.
Or
caring stops at about 15.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how could you substantiate it? Was there any witnesses? Is it your word against theirs? Isn't there have to be a crime?
Hearsay.
It's all hearsay.
Photo,
exactly.
It's all hearsay.
Yeah, when you see somebody cheek to cheek with someone and they're touching skin to skin, that's intimate to me. Skin to skin, face contact. I've met some celebrities before. I didn't want to stick my face next to theirs. I mean, even though I thought they were cool, but they were cool celebrities, I didn't sit there and go, hey, blah, 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 come over here, and then give a hug with my face pressed up against them. Why? Because I'm a dude, and I know that guy was having chicks pressed up against his face, getting some of them fucking selfies, right? So that's what it is. It's a war against dudes. Dudes, you need to man the fuck up. And take that shit. You can now all of a sudden apologize for something that's of natural courtship. Think about it now.
You're right. You can't do shit.
You can't do shit anymore as a guy.
By today's standards,
fuck
I
no.
would have been arrested in college.
Fuck no.
For just talking to women.
Fuck yeah, dude. Or hey, just talking to somebody at the unit or at the fucking DFAC or at the fucking anything can be misconstrued. First Sergeant Ice was going through the DFAC line and he says, "You know how I want my eggs." And the next thing you know, he said, "Put them right here." And the next thing you know, that was it. And he walked away, scrambled, and he touched my forks. Really? You didn't get the ass about that. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's some suggestive going back and forth. But when is a woman in the workplace, and then this actually is in civilian and military, when does it become flirtatious or when does it become professional and online? Because you've met people in the workplace before, and you've known people that have gotten together and formed relationships out of the workplace. Well, how the fuck you think they met? How the fuck you think they got together? You think they just got together and said, "Hi, have you turned in this report?" "Yes, those analytics proved very well." And then wham bam, thank you, man, and that was it? Then they got married? No. "Oh, hey, yeah, you got the analytics report?" "Yeah, I got the report in." "Oh, well, damn, that's pretty good work. I appreciate you doing that." "Well, you like my work?" "Oh, I would love to see your work." You know what I mean? This little fucking simple back and forth flirtation shit leads one thing to, "Well, how about we get some coffee later on?" "Ooh, is that your bike back there?" "Yeah, that's my bike." "Is that your truck?" "Oh, yes, go hang out." "You like hunting?" "Yeah, I like hunting. I want to go hunting with you. Can I fire your gun?" Little shit like that. You know what I mean?
By today's standards, I could not have actually courted my wife.
Exactly, dude.
Because we worked. Yeah. So when so I had joined the Army.
I could not have courted 10 of my
delayed
ex-wives.
entry, and we worked at Lowe's. And the first time I got to be in customer service with her, she made jokes with me, and I made them back. There was a connection. At one point, I think she smacked my ass.
Oh.
And then I'm pretty sure I smacked
Oh.
her. By today's standards, I had like the equivalent of raped her or whatever, or at least given her a reason that if we broke up and I became famous for whatever reason that I'm definitely not now, she could come up and say, "He had smacked my ass one time."
I'm filing
and then all of a
I'm
sudden
filing
I'm vilified. And again, I'm not condoning these sons of bitches. Like,
But you know
if
what? Exactly, but
if
Flash.
Moore from Alabama actually was touching kids and shit, which
Flash.
that's a 5.56 penalty right there for me.
Well, no, Flash.
But again,
Flash.
it's got to
Flash.
be substantiated.
Exactly that. I was just about to say. Not only does it have to get substantiated, but there are people that are doing third-party sexual harassment reports for you. So now that you've told me the story about you and your wife, I could file a sexual harassment report against Home Depot for allowing that type of activity to happen because it. You know what I mean? You see how fucking this perpetuates this fucking this whole fucking thing here? This is some bullshit. Yes, everyone's making fun of me about the DFAC comment. Hey, come on, man. You remember I got 10 ex-wives. I mean, one of them was a DFAC too, so. All branches. My biggest thing, again, though, is the fact that I don't, it's not, and then guys sit there and go, "Okay, yeah, I did it." Man, fucking search yourself, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? Here, let me show you her fucking Tinder app. Let me show you her fucking pictures that she was sending me. Let me show you all this fucking shit she's got on her fucking Facebook page. Let all the suggested fucking comments that she told me. What the fuck are you talking about? Shit. Yeah, that's right, Al. Even the Al says they don't want to lose their jobs. They want her to get a leg up. That's what she said. Yeah, exactly. It is the Demolition Man. You are now fined 500 credits for the verbal and physical morality code.
Good movie reference. I like that.
Yeah. Thanks, Al.
Well, like you said, it's regardless, granted, I guarantee this probably, a lot of that, I guarantee at least 80% of everything that's coming out probably did happen. But it is because majority of them, I think there was one woman that actually, that somebody said something about her, and maybe I'm wrong, but because we have penises, all of a sudden, no matter what, we are wrong. Granted, a lot of these guys are probably did this dirty bastards, but doesn't matter. There is no innocent until proven guilty. It's you have a penis, you're guilty unless somehow you come up with a reason why you're not guilty. And then we still won't believe you because fuck you, you're a man, you have male privilege or whatever that shit is and all that other stuff. It doesn't matter. Of course, Kevin Spacey, it's a guy, it's guys coming out and saying Kevin Spacey touched me. Then I'm just like, well, you're just fucking screwed. But like Al Franken and everyone else.
Well,
there's
see,
probably at least a couple people that are like lying their asses off.
I
It
was
doesn't matter.
exactly. And I'm
You
about
have
to
a
say,
penis, you're
exactly,
screwed.
You're wrong. Well, not to mention the fact that Kevin Spacey has had a history of delayed productions in his fucking films and his projects due to the fact of the hostile work environment that he has. That like legit. We're having some production issues. No, motherfucker, you have some dude that's a piece of shit.
You have a Kevin Spacey
you
issue.
have a Kevin Spacey issue. This,
I
like
love
said,
Kevin Spacey. I love. There's like while this stuff is coming out, he got on top of a guy, and put his one of them put their hands down their pants. Dear God, my wife's done that to me. I'm not gonna cry about it years later.
As I'm saying,
because because the guy was in one production, and that was the movie Rent, which wasn't as good as the on theater, and then that's it. But then you want your claim to fame is to go after Kevin Spacey for him groping you, the age thing though. Yeah, that's the only like where I won't be like too mean to him, because yes, he's still a minor and get your fucking hands off him. But was it Baby Driver? I saw that movie a couple days ago, tactically acquired it, and I loved it. Thought it was really good, but apparently that one took a while to actually finish because Kevin Spacey was, quote, an asshole on the set,
to everybody, because he wasn't getting his way, because he was using his power and influence because dudes weren't subjugating themselves. I mean, think about it. He was going after straight dudes. He wasn't going after fucking gays. He was going after straight dudes. Hey, it's part of the act. No, it says right here we're supposed to be driving this car and you're firing a rifle out of the car, and then I get to come out of the car and then we're both firing weapons, and then there's an explosion that happens before. I don't see anything about you dropping drawers, dropping trow, and you getting it. No, that's not in the script, bro.
I'm Kevin Spacey. Drop him.
They're dropping exactly. I'm Kevin Spacey. Drop. But it says we're supposed to be moving at 80 miles an hour. Does it 80 mile an hour trow drop? Go. And I want you to change mags too. Wow, dude. Fuck that. Now, everyone else, like I said, now I'm only picking on this. Like, so, I guess you're right. Kevin Spacey is an outstanding actor, man. Oh my God.
I hate him because I had somebody come up and go, I hate Kevin Spacey. I'll never watch another thing of his again. I'm like, dude, get Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil and whatever was like fucking epic. Usual Suspects, fucking epic.
Yeah.
21, while not a great movie, he was fucking epic.
7.
House of Cards,
7.
fucking epic.
7.
I can't just stop watching his stuff because on his free time he's an asshole and touching people.
Well, see, that I was saying, but some of the guys that he was going after with boys and all this. Again, I keep going back to this again. He was going after young actors. Now, here's this whole thing, and of course, everyone thinks that I'm trying to protect motherfuckers. What are the parents for all this shit? Of these underage actors and shit, at least Lindsay Lohan's mom was there fucking blowing guys with her. You know what I mean? At least you never heard her fucking complaining about shit. At least she was there with her daughter. You know what I mean? At least she was there partying with her daughter.
I didn't pour enough whiskey for this show.
I'm just
freedom juice.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, dude. Fuck. You mean where's the parents and all this shit? If I'm gonna let my underage kid go fucking do a film with an actor that is over the age of 18, you best believe I'm gonna supervise that shit. I'm gonna go and check it out. What are you doing here? You need to tell your dad that he needs to leave this set. I'm his fucking dad. He's got a gun. I'm not gonna.
Why does he have a Magnum?
Exactly. Why is he walking around behind you, man?
Who lets a 14-year-old go to a party with drinking and adults? Let's get that one too. Like
Drew Barrymore,
the guy from Rent, because again, he's unknown. He was unknown after the movie started. He was unknown when the movie came out, and he's still unknown even now. I still don't remember his fucking name. But why the fuck was he at this party and along with like all these actors at 14? Dear God, I had a curfew, not allowed to. I could only drink at home. I couldn't drink anywhere else at 14. But fuck, hey, honey, you have a good time. Here's your rape whistle. Don't forget to drink some of the champagne, not too much.
Yeah, who are you hanging out with?
Don't let anyone touch you.
What's this
I'm
film
gonna
with?
stay here in the car. Listen to my music.
Hey, honey, where are you going? I couldn't even imagine Princess Ice going to it. Hey, Dad, I'm going to go to the shoot. Okay, who's the director of the film? Quentin Tarantino. Who's going to be in there? Uma Thurman. Oh, and David Carradine. Yeah. Oh, okay. Have a good time, honey. It's okay for a 10-year-old to go, man, fuck that. Exactly that, Swanky. I don't let the teenage girl walk across a mailbox without knowing exactly that. Accountability. You think you're being a helicopter parent. Harvey Weinstein. Dude, that's all I gotta fucking say is Harvey Weinstein, dude. That guy was aggressive as fuck. You know,
Yeah.
I always
and all these fucking actresses knew he was doing this. None of them decided to speak up. But all of a sudden now there's like 20 of them.
Well,
Now, fuck, say something.
Man.
I understand. And I was heading to Fort Dix for reserve training.
no pun intended.
And we were talking about this in the vehicle about, think about it. A lot, they say like this stuff happened like 20 years ago. Think of the culture 20 years ago. That would be what, 91, something like that, late 80s, early 90s. Think of how different the culture was, and the culture in Hollywood specifically. It was literally, you want to be an actress, minus the whole like, porn genre for this, but here, welcome to the casting couch. You really want to be in this movie? Cool. Come on over here.
There was even
And
movies.
that was the culture.
Yeah, there was.
And-
there was movies making fun of it.
Not saying it's right, but that was the culture. Someone should, if they felt so bad about blowing him or him sitting on his lap or whatever nefarious, nasty things this guy did, why didn't you say something? Oh, I wanted to be in the movie. See, you wanted to progress yourself, and and you made the conscious decision to be okay with this because you wanted to be famous and be in movies and shit. Wrong is wrong, right is right, and that was fucking wrong, and you should have had better integrity, but instead, you decided to bottle it up for 20 fucking years later, while this happened to a whole bunch of other people, and probably a shit ton of people that didn't get famous, just so you could be famous, instead of calling him out and getting him arrested or at least getting him blackballed from the industry. Instead, you put yourself in first, said, fuck it, I will blow him, sex with him, or whatever, and be okay with it. Fuck over about 100 or 200 different girls behind me, but as long as I get mine, and then I'm going to come back into fame after I've kind of fizzled and kind of like, they pushed me on the iceberg, I'm leaving now. I'm going to throw that chain back to the mainland and go, Weinstein touched me. BS, get the fuck out of here.
Jennifer Lawrence. Anyways. See, that's the best part about being from the West and seeing some of that shit happening when I was growing up, and of specific child actors that grew up during the time. They were parents, and that's a good point. I was just about to bring Al. The Al has spoken. A lot of the parents push their kids into this shit to get rich. And some of these kids are begging them. I don't want to do that. I don't want to hang out with that guy. No, go.
Look at Lindsay Lohan. She's batshit crazy now. Why?
well, like I said, but because her mom was right there. Like I said, her mom was right there with her, fucking snorting and blowing. You know what I mean? Her mom was right there with her, drinking. Her mom. See, that was I guess you would say the worst way of going about it is, yeah, okay, you wanted to supervise your kid going through this, but it didn't mean you condoned the actions that they were doing. But also that there was a lot of fucking drama going on there too. Because,
well, honey, you shouldn't be snorting coke alone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what parents want to be their fucking friends. Parents want to be fucking friends, which is half the reason why fucking nobody wants to join the military anymore, have any sense of duty, or open disrespect of soldiers and their families right on the web. Shit that I wouldn't even say behind closed doors when I was a kid. Little fuckers are saying it openly online with their name and shit. Exactly that, Al. They want to be the kids' best friends. I always tell my kids, you know what? Who am I? Your dad. That's right. And who am I not? You're a friend. That's right. Because being a dad is better, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Move the fuck out. You know, I'm not saying that strict, but I'm just saying.
Al, I appreciate the love. I didn't realize that you were pretty much echoing the same shit I was saying.
Yeah, no, exactly that. No, Al has been your freaking your spirit animal in the fucking Facebook live chat.
Who knew?
But no, dude, it just again, it's parent. But again, it goes and then it perpetuates the larger circle. Well, now, guys, the nice guy. I see, you're such a nice guy. 10 divorces later, yeah, I'm such a nice guy. But I can't even talk to a woman anymore without a woman going whatever. I have to like communicate with like short bursts of sentences. Hey, how you doing, Ice? Hey, what's up? Hey, well, I was wondering if you wanted to. Yeah, okay, let's do it. You know what I mean? I can't. Am I supposed to flirt? Am I supposed to say something back? You know what I mean? What am I supposed to say? Because and I am surreptitiously recording myself with that individual too. Sorry, bitches, y'all fucking did it. You're the reason why. Wait a minute, I shouldn't be talking shit. I got First Looker Home coming on at 2100, and I hope the ladies don't kick my ass. Vicky and Lisa coming on from First Looker Home at 2100.
I guess there's worse things that could happen to you.
Well, I mean, yeah, get ex-wife number 11. But the thing is that what do you do as a guy? It perpetuates that fucking, again, that big circle where now guys are just gonna treat women like shit now, and there is gonna be no more fucking of this compassion. Hey, everyone's. You know what? I feel like giving out a prize. Which ex-wife said? Today's the ex-wife game. If you guys don't know, when something comes to mind during an argument and it says, you know what, it sounds like what my ex-wife would say. And the last time we had like a massive amount, we have prizes to give, right, Spanx? Do we got a prize? We got a bag of something?
Yes, coffee. I got
a bag of coffee.
2 different flavors.
Okay, so what do we got?
Hold on one second, because I am not the coffee connoisseur, but I do have that at my fingertips, and I'm about to tell you. There is a Good Fucking Coffee by the Raider Project, and there is a Spartan Strong Caffeinated for Battle coffee by the Raider Project.
Oh, by the Raider Project. So the Raider Project has 2 types: Good Fucking Coffee and the Spartan Strong Coffee.
Yes, those are the 2 flavors.
Okay, so
now,
all right. So I tell you what. Then if you get this answer, any of you guys in the Facebook Live chat or in the Mixer chat, there's a question here. And again, this is the game that I always play when it comes to trivia. Is on a show I like to give out some loot. I always say, my ex-wife used to say that. Well, being that I have a plethora of ex-wives, you guys have to guess the number. Which ex-wife?
You have more ex-wives than like 4 people combined.
Yes.
You've had ex-wives, so I don't have to have ex-wives.
Yeah, exactly. I actually have been, actually the judge on the main page, the WTF judge, has actually said that a lot of my legal advice is sound because I've been through so many fucking divorces. I have so many ex-wives. Which ex-wife said that maybe I should read Nicholas Sparks?
All of them.
Nope.
Final answer.
Nope.
Yeah, heartless bastard.
Yeah, which ex-wife? And give me a number between 1 to 10. Said that maybe I should read Nicholas Sparks. And members of the WTF Nation Radio cannot participate in this contest.
Damn it!
Sorry.
I'm holding my fingers out. I think I know which one it is.
Which?
I'm gonna wait until you announce it, and then I'll be fair.
I knew it. I knew it.
Holding it up.
Names out of the woodwork that I didn't see listening. Just popped in. No, Holly. I didn't even know who Holly was listening to us. Holly Leanne, I guess thank you for listening to a WTF Nation Radio. Which F-wife? Oh, close, Kenneth.
Is that an ex-wife?
No, that's not ex-wife.
Potential ex-wife number 11?
You guys are getting near it. There you go. Once again, Heath, my man.
Was it 4?
Yeah.
See, I thought 7.
No, he's a narcissistic, right? Right, Heath. Are you dating my ex-wife, Heath? So Heath, once again, submit your shit. Put your digits in the inbox and tell them what flavor you want of coffee. You want the real fucking strong coffee, or the Spartan strong coffee? What was it? Good fucking coffee. Anyways, yeah. So Heath, once again, narcissistic. Damn, dude. Do you trolling me or some shit? You fucking follow me at fucking court? So the reason why I say this is because my ex-wife said that I needed to read Nicholas Sparks, and I said, why? It's because he understands women and he understands this. You need to watch one of his movies. So, of course, not meaning, I don't get me wrong, I do want a marriage to succeed sometimes. So I wondered, okay, I'll fucking watch a Nicholas Sparks movie. And I thought the actor was the most biggest fucking, okay, look, that dude was the biggest fucking bitch on the planet. And come to find out, no shit sooner than after I watched that fucking movie, because maybe you should watch Nicholas Sparks. Nicholas Sparks gets a divorce. I fucking love it. So yeah, fuck that. Men, be men. Fuck it. You just have to say fuck it now, dude. Just be a man. Just go right ahead and straight up, be a man. Act the way you need to fucking act. Because now what's going to end up happening is now the society's going to change, but you shouldn't change yourself. Fuck that. That is some straight bullshit. We had a message this morning about, fucking PT. She came over. Oh, good luck, buddy. You might want to get checked out. Anyways, make sure. Did you have to use the old board or the newer board? But there was a message that we put out. Message in the main page this morning that was put about, hey, go out there and get it. Start your fucking day off, and it doesn't matter. You shouldn't have a fucking, nobody should have a fucking poor me attitude. That's right. Don't ever have. There should be no reason it should be poor me. It should be guy or girl, doesn't matter. There should be that you should not have a poor me attitude just because of an experience that you've had in your life, and then all of a sudden it's gotten you down. You fucking, grab it, fucking twist it, break it, and just it's like fucking say, hey man, I gotta fucking I gotta go through this. Go through it. Handle the problem, and then that's it. You're not the first one that's ever dealt with whatever. And I guarantee it, if you've been married as much as me, you got to diversify your bonds too.
There's the critical thinking spot, ladies and gentlemen. If you weren't paying attention, that's the one. Diversify. She can't find the funds if you shell game.
Exactly that. You can't find the funds if you diversify the funds. Ooh, Tagline ain't nothing to fuck with. Sorry.
So
no. So there was a message. Go ahead.
Speaking of funds, because I know you want to be on this whole, you want to make everyone feel better about themselves. How about one person I don't want him to feel better about himself? So. We all know Bergdahl got off.
Yeah.
And all that fun stuff. And currently, the Army is trying to decide if he should receive his $300,000 in back pay for his five some odd years in captivity. Holy shit, that's a lot. I don't remember. 5 years, 300,000. I guess that seems right. Well, that's not why I bring it up. The reason I bring it up is 100 members of Congress have signed a letter urging the U.S. Army not to award private, because the son of a bitch is not a sergeant anymore, Bergdahl a possible $300 in back pay after he was given a dishonorable discharge and demoted for deserting his base in Afghanistan in 2009.
Yep.
Thank you. They're actually doing the Lord's work and saying, no, fuck that guy. Well, I just wanted to bring that because that made me feel better about my Congress. Stupid bastard.
Dude, Congress isn't fucking up.
They can't do shit.
They can't do anything, dude.
God, the Senate has only just now confirmed a bunch of because there's like a shit ton of in DC. There's a shit ton of commissioner spots and stuff they have to be confirmed by the Senate in order for them to take root, and like a whole bunch of them are like vacant and shit because they're easy ones. Like if I was reading right, like water and science for the Department of Interior just finally got their commissioner. I think there's another bureau in the Department of the Interior that finally got a commissioner. Bureaus that no one's ever fucking heard of before, yet the Senate just sat on them because they're a big fucking deal. I mean, this isn't General Mattis getting his waiver and then being confirmed as Secretary of Defense. This isn't Betsy fucking DeVos being, confirmed for that's a fucking shit show. The education spot. I mean, there's so many spots in DC being open. They're still open because they're like, no, we're just going to sit on these. But at least at this point, they're like, hey, we don't want to give him $300,000 because that's coming out of the budget. Fuck that guy. Anything else, they give a shit. Comes to money, Congress all of a sudden cares.
To their money. That's the key thing. It's their money. They have actually members in Congress that think that some of these funds and everything, if it ties to some of their fucking bottom line, then they're not gonna support it. That's one thing that pisses me off about all these bills. When they say I want to pass a bill for blah blah blah, then say my bill for widget A is gonna get passed, and it appeases the fucking voters, and they get voted in, and everyone thinks things are happening. Well, behind closed doors, there's other members in Congress, both Republican and Democrat, that are saying, "Hey, we'll let this pass if you let." They're all fucking lawyers too. Come on, man. What do you think?
They're all dirty bastards.
Yeah. What do you think? What happens? It's like when you go through a fucking divorce. Speaking from personal experience, what the fuck do you think the lawyer's gonna do on your side? On your side and my side. What do you think the lawyer's gonna do? They're gonna go fucking hang out and golf after you lose custody of your kids. or after you take fucking custody, or you pay child support or whatever, after your case is closed, your lawyers hang out. Some of the deals that happen.
Hey, did you see him cry in the courtroom? Yeah, what a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they fucking do. I have friends that are lawyers, and they tell me all the fucking stuff. I'm like, God damn, bro. That's nothing wrong. It's just we're just fucking they actually like arguing with each other, and they try to fucking get some lawyers. I mean, they want to fucking win because obviously they'll get more money for their practice and they'll get money for their for their firm. But some lawyers they hang out with each other after your fucking case is done. They've already talked to you, to your. In other words, both councils have talked to each other. Well, fucking Congress does the same thing. They all talk to each other. Hey, let's pass this. You want to add on your shit? Yeah, man, I've been meaning to get that fucking fish fucking protected so I can get additional money for my re-election campaign and get my fucking finger painting for Goofies on the side of a goddamn highway mural fucking project complete. They fucking do all that shit. And they all, yeah, I think we should do that. Okay, let's do that. And then there you go. That's it. And then one person that doesn't like it, oh, well, see, there's been a delay, and I can't believe a lot of the fucking stonewalling that happens. What makes me mad is that Congress gets so pissed off and fucking those legislators want to invoke shit that says, well, the founders and the framers never intended, and I'll bring up the Second Amendment, never intended for us to use ARs or any other type of weapons for this because that's not what's the intent. Well, then if you want to use that fucking logic, then Congress wasn't intended for you to fucking stonewall either. You're using backwards ass fucking shit in the day of today's technology. Hey man, you should be fucking congressional shit should be passing like quick. Holy fuck. Congressional people, the reason why our fucking wars aren't being handled right, because they're all fucking involved. How many times do you see a general or something like that having to speak before Congress about something, and then generals, of course, want to fucking make that next star, or they want to make the military career. I mean, I can't blame them. I mean, I wanted to hit 20, so what do? You fucking do what you need to do to hit 20, right? Some of these generals want to get their second, third star. They want to command this. They have aspirations. Hey, totally got that. But damn, dude.
They want that big old retirement paycheck.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Fuck these guys.
Yeah, I'm serious. That's what pisses me off. It's like exactly.
They're all. I mean, the more I watch how, like, I had because season 5 came out like a while ago, and just for some whatever reason, a bunch of shows came out. Me and my wife's normal binging of shows, we diverted away from House of Cards, and I'm like, man, it's been so long, I don't remember what the fuck's going on. So let me rewatch it, and I will. Before I started working in the DC area, which I currently do, I didn't realize, and then a bit of this political climate too, how much House of Cards is not a show, but I feel like there's a Frank Underwood in our Congress, and that's the guy doing all this shit, because there's just so much dirty shit. And then I watch the same fucking shit that's going on in the show, and I'm like, somebody knows too much, because this is either real life stuff and they're just like now just doing a couple stories, or it's predicting shit. But holy shit, these are all dirty bastards. But hey, somebody was going to lose $300,000. That's $300,000 that could come off of that would have to come off of somebody's security contract or weapons contract or whatever contract for whatever constituent that financed the shit out of somebody's campaign. Well, shit, that's $300,000. Hell no, fuck that guy. He ain't getting our money.
Yeah. Oh, well, wait a minute.
Didn't care any other time, but they care about his back pay, that's for sure.
Exactly that. They didn't care any other fucking time. Well, not to mention the fact that you got to realize, too, is that they didn't expect for him to fucking make it. They were waiting for his head to get fucking sawed off on fucking TV. They weren't waiting for that shit. They were fucking, oh, this guy's going to fucking get, this guy's done. Fucking, we'll pay
they're like all the rest of us. Oh, that man is going to be guilty.
Yep.
That man is going to jail.
Yep.
That man is not going to see the light of day for like 20 years. Nope. Dishonorable discharge. He's a private. You're free to go.
But didn't he get forfeiture of all pay and allowances?
He pretty much doesn't get shit. The only thing that, like, when he gets the dishonorable discharge, he loses everything.
He'll get disability though, right?
But this is the funny thing. What happened to Chelsea Manning was just like, hey, you're commuting your sentence, but you're still, dishonorably discharged. So fuck off. We're not paying for your Twinkie surgery. So go away. So. Oh, every so often I like to get on the WTF Nation Radio Twitter page. Check us out. I'm very responsive, but every so often that thing will post something, and then I just spend like the rest of my the better part of my day just trashing the shit out of Twinkie Man and the rest of its followers whenever I can. WTF Nation Radio Twitter. Check us out. We got an Instagram. We're on Mixer. We're on everything. Check us out.
Exactly. We're on everything. We are on everything. And well, see, there you go, Mr. Owl. See, the owl has spoken. Dishonorables don't get anything, right? I don't know. Didn't we just talk about veterans who had bad paper? Doesn't this count? Right? Who are we fighting for? Are we for the veteran community? I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm being really sarcastic right now. Are we really going to be fighting for veterans? Are we information and entertainment for veterans? But unless you're Bergdahl. So everyone else, like people who got busted for smoking weed and got thrown out of the army and got a dishonorable discharge, they are the same guys that are trying to get this fucking. I'm playing devil's advocate, fucking Charles Manson and fucking Della Reese all at the fucking same time. But what I'm saying though is that if you think about it, everyone's been trying to get the VA to honor bad paper for medical services, right? Well, bad paper is a fucking bad conduct discharge or dishonorable discharge, right? Isn't that what they consider a bad paper discharge, right? Bergdahl's the same way. So if you're going to open up one, you better open up all, right? It's got to be blanket or case by case.
It has to be case by case because I'm sorry. And if I apparently I offended Spanky with my Twinkie comment, I apologize.
She's never going to look at the
I
Twinkie the same
apologize
again.
for that offensive comment, but no another. Okay, so I'm gonna lay this out. If you got a dishonorable discharge, if you committed treason or whatever, face of the enemy or desertion or anything like that, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Go the fuck away. If you got discharged for popping too many times with marijuana or something stupid like that, then those comments are not for you, and I hope you win. But again, if you've also committed domestic violence or beaten up spouse or killed somebody or hey, anything other than I want to smoke some green because I'm trying to cool down this PTSD while I'm in the service. Oh, I got caught. Oh, I got kicked out, which is BS because I've served 3 tours, been in for 15 years, but now the Army finds a reason to kick me out. These comments aren't for you. Fuck the rest of them, though. I have no sympathy for you. If you didn't get caught for something stupid like that and you actually did something, then fuck you. The VA's not for you. The leftovers over there. Good luck to you, fuckers.
I would just assume. I think theft should be another one too. I can't stand a fucking thief, dude. I can't stand a fucking thief.
I need to pour more whiskey. That's what I need to do.
Everybody, I mean, think about how many people here has been literally been ripped off, like had property or have had items that were you consider precious to you stolen or ransacked through. That you know what I mean? Is that the same thing? I would just assume I wouldn't mind having a.
Hey, that fucker that stole part of my sleeping bag at NTC. Fuck you. I hope you got discharged.
Exactly that. See, I would just assume I don't know. At least a murderer fucking has the will to kill and would like kind of cut you in on a deal if you wanted to, if you wanted to go, Breaking Bad type shit. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying.
That was a good show.
Cranston touched me. The thing, no, but again, I mean, of course, I'm just joking about the thievery shit. Obviously, you should beat the fuck somebody who steals from you and they get caught. You should beat the fuck out of them. Just beat that person. Just get the shit kicked out of them or a thief. But that's the big consternation right now with the VA. The guys that have bad paper discharges. Now these two idiots fall into the same bad paper discharge type shit. So I was posing the question. Does it not mean to them the same that they get a VA benefits because if they're considered a bad paper discharge? But since you brought it up, I think I agree with you. I don't think that anything that's done before anything. Let's put it this way: if you're doing anything before the enemy, that means you're like doing a donkey show with the enemy. That means you were fucking entertaining them. That means you were probably giving them something. Misbehaving in front of the enemy is like fucking dancing in formation in front of the enemy. You know what I mean? You're not presenting a professional image or some shit. I don't fucking know. But anything with the enemy, it's you're done. Treason? No, I mean Manning was convicted. He was in jail. He was already serving time. Then he pulled the Kevin Spacey, and then the next thing you know, everyone's like fucking,
He pulled he pulled Kevin Spacey before Kevin Spacey pulled Kevin Spacey. Dear God, this man Bradley Manning at the time was fine and dandy, just all pissed off. Why am I going to jail for telling the American people about that? Motherfucker, classifications, go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Collect an orange jumpsuit and a bar of soap and move the fuck on. But hey, how convenient now. Chelsea Manning, or Bradley Manning, becomes Chelsea Manning. How convenient in jail. Someone who was just sympathetic for the anonymous Antifa. Oh, he's just, breaking up these conspiracies. All of a sudden now has a whole new community to but she's in jail. It's Chelsea Manning. Fuck off. It's still treason. Shut up. I'm so sorry. He could have 30 heads growing out of his ass at this very moment. He still belongs in jail because he committed treason. Doesn't matter if he decides to cut his Twinkie off or wear girly clothes or whatever, or start using emojis in every one of his fucking tweets. Doesn't matter. Still treason. And I got into an argument with somebody on the WTF Nation Radio Twitter because they kept trying to argue semantics. And it's plain and simple. Did you commit treason? Yes. Did you get charged for treason? Yes. Did you get convicted for treason? Yes. Did your ass get thrown in jail for treason? Yes. I'm so sorry that the former president decided his last fuck you was to commute your sentence to the rest of the world because, he already had a bit of disdain for a lot of people. But he said, hey, fuck you guys. I'm going to commute his sentence. So you better be your lucky stars that I'm trying to commit murder. Motherfucker, you were going across, not up and down the train tracks. You weren't doing it right. Shut the fuck up. It's all kinds of bullshit. But, it's semantics. You commit murder, you commit treason, you beat your wife, the whole plethora of stuff. You do not pass go, you do not collect $200, and you do not get to fucking collect benefits when you fucking get out because you think you're one of us. I'm sorry. You touch your wife, touch your kids, you're not my brother. Get the fuck away. You decide, hey, I'm going to drop a whole bunch of documents and tell everyone what the Army's been doing, exposing a lot of shit that doesn't need to be exposed.
Yep.
Less about the information, more about the people.
Yep. 300 documents.
The people's safety.
Yep.
Fuck you. You're not my brother or sister, depending on how you feel about the whole training situation. You're not my brother or sister.
Yep.
Go the fuck away. And again, and just in case, I do not care that he is now a she. Could care less. You do you. But that is not an excuse for you not to pay your price for being a douchebag and trying to count on Veterans Day. Oh, Veterans Day pissed me off. I was like, my Twitter fingers were just going crazy because
you were rocking them on Veterans
Chelsea
Day.
Manning decided to call ourselves a veteran. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Move the fuck on. And it was like, Chelsea Manning is a veteran. Chelsea Manning's not. Chelsea Manning's a traitor's bitch like Benedict fucking Arnold and should have just got shot. Where's my whiskey?
But we almost lost West Point. Damn. Anyways. My point, but you're right though. But you're right. I mean, what's really fucked up is when you have those documents pop up, and then the next thing you know, you see your name in those documents on WikiLeaks, because a warrant that works in that specific field showed me my name, and because I was kind of like, what's so what? He gave us a fucking documents up. Motherfucker just needs to go to jail. Blah blah blah. And then he's like, well, yeah, just documents, huh? Ice, here, look at this. That's my name. That's holy fuck. That's me. That's what I did when I did that. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Then I started going through all that shit because you still have to review some of those documents with a specific computer of that specific area in a specific facility to view them. And holy fuck. The level of detail that he had given out, 300,000 documents. 300,000. Wait a minute, that's ironic. 300,000 documents and $300,000 of back pay. Yeah, that's weird.
It's like the Twilight Zone of fucking traitors bitches. That's
dude. That's like the vortex.
Dude.
But no, dude, it was like freaking one of those things to where, I mean, I did take it serious, don't get me wrong, but it was when it was me, and some of my my comrades in arms, my brothers in arms, serving during some stuff. Holy shit! When you see your name in there, you're like, wow. And he was giving it to somebody who was just trying to push an agenda. You damn right, Rotec. Beat the fuck out of him. Fuck yeah, dude. A thief should get their ass beat. A thief should get their ass beat by the person that they stole from, with Lucille from The Walking Dead. And then not killed. Not get Abraham or Glenn, but like fucking they get the shit beat out of them with fucking Lucille.
Hey, nothing a couple shots to the kneecaps won't fix.
Oh yeah. Bust their fucking knuckles up and shit. Oh man, dude. Thief, I can't stand fucking thieves. So anyways, let's take a quick break. We're going to have Vicky and Lisa come on from Full Circle Home. So enjoy some tunes. Thank you once again, June of Wolfsbach, for providing us the awesome tune. Assuming we survive as well. Thank you so much for giving us the music to rock out on while we take uninterrupted breaks on Facebook Live and Mixer. Is that what
Did you hear that, Facebook? We have permission. Fuck off.
Yeah, we have permission. So shouts. Be right back.
Well, it definitely is all about the visuals, although pretty sure it's illegal.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back for part 2 of the Money Edition with myself, Flash, and the Spanx. Shots. With us tonight, we have Vicky and Lisa from Full Circle Home. How you doing, ladies?
Good.
We're great, thanks.
Glad to be here.
You didn't hear our rant earlier, did you? I mean, I didn't want to.
So much so they had to go pour their own drink.
Yeah, they got their own drink, right? Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it so far. So we didn't offend you, right? Are you guys on this we're offended kick as well as everybody else is getting on?
My son was in the Marines. There's
and mine
no
was
way.
in the Army,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
no.
wow. Okay. Yeah, that's
Used to it.
yeah. Okay. Do you give your son a crayon cake every time for his birthday, or because in the Marines they eat crayons?
You lost me.
Really? You don't know about the crayons? Oh, ask your son. Ask your son.
No.
No.
All right.
Oh, ask your son.
Taking
Hey.
notes here.
Yeah. Ask your son what type of crayons would he like to have for his birthday.
Actually, just for his birthday, just get a box of crayons and go, hey, I heard you like these, and just give them to him.
Don't all Marines eat crayons or something like
I'm
that?
thinking that's probably going to work out well. Just a thought.
Yeah.
So, ladies, tell us what's up. Tell us what's about. What is your organization about, and what does it do?
Well, the name of it is Full Circle Home, and what we do is we help deployed troops connect with their loved ones at home in a way that is unlike anything else that we've come across. At the holidays, at Christmas time, and also at Mother's Day, when they sign up, they handwrite a love note, and we send that love note to whoever they want us to, their mom, wife, sister, best friend, grandma, along with a box of gifts. So it's a way to make life a little bit more normal when it's not very normal at all.
I hear you.
And it started when my son asked me to send a box of gifts to his girlfriend back in 2006. And, we just never stopped after that. And to date, we've sent out over 20,000 of these boxes.
Wow. Now,
yeah.
That's all right. I'm just kidding. That's a lot. Man. So Vicky, you said your background is a corporate hotel and special ed cosmetic sales and teaching ballet. Is that all? You do all that?
ADD maybe? I don't know.
Oh.
I think that whatever you do, you bring to what you're doing. So I got a lot to bring to what I'm doing.
That's what I'm talking about. So when your son went in the Marine, did Did you think it was going to get this big? I mean, did you think it was going to get far to where you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to keep doing it, and then kind of expand on it?
No, the first time I sent it out, well, for the first year we actually did hope to do 12 of them. Lisa and I just thought we were doing this for that Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And then, by the next holiday, our sons would be home. And we started getting feedback from the women and phone calls and emails and all this stuff. And we realized that we touched a nerve that we had no idea. So we thought, wow, we'll just go on and we'll do Valentine's Day too. And kept going. Then we did Mother's Day. And in between there, our boys came home and we just kept going. We just kept going because everybody was so appreciative, both those overseas and the women at home. It was just, nobody could say enough about how it impacted them. So no, I didn't see this coming. Not at all. No.
It just kind of snowballed.
Yeah.
So Lisa, you're a self-proclaimed professional volunteer. I know,
That's me.
I know the feeling. We're the same. We're making negative million here.
Yes. This is the most expensive volunteer job in the world.
You ain't lying.
But I wouldn't trade it for anything at all. And I think Vicki and I connected for a reason. We actually met quite by chance in the airport when our kids came home from a deployment. And the next year, my son was stop lost. My other two children were studying and working abroad. And I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How do you get through the holidays? And Vicki and I reconnected. And that was it, 10 years ago. I spend more nights in hotels with her than I do with my husband. So it was a mess.
That might not be a bad thing.
Well, I don't know.
At least we drink the same thing.
That's right. That's right. We're very, very. It was just karma. It was meant to be. We worked well together. We were, fortunate enough that we were in a position to do this in our lives, and as I said, as Vicki said, we thought we'd stop when our kids got out, which was 2009. And it just clearly didn't happen. The need was too big, and here we still are, in my basement in Rochester, New York, and yet we, 20,000 gifts later that have gone all over the country, bases all over the world. We travel, we meet, fabulous people, and we turn away thousands of troops a year.
Wow. So you never got to lower your handicap. Is that
No. The golf game is suffering. So, it's okay. We're going to do this while we can. It keeps us young. It keeps us.
It's an adventure.
It is always an adventure. And, for kind of two military moms who just really didn't have a real clear picture of what we were doing and how we were going to do it. We grew, we got brave. We just stepped up and did it. We saw enough troops and we saw enough wives and moms out there who were really suffering during a deployment. And we thought any sacrifice we make is nothing compared to what a lot of women are going through.
So how does it work? So when I have something that I want to give and run it through you guys, how do you guys go about doing it? Do you guys do it through some sort of messaging service? I mean, how does that work?
Well, sometimes it's however we can get it to work. Ideally, we sign up troops before they deploy. So I'll probably be signing up troops for Mother's Day in January before they deploy. And then probably in June or July, we'll be signing up the troops for Christmas. We like to ideally work with a whole unit or have all the gifts go to one unit because they're going to bases. And you know that all sorts of these women on a base are going to be getting the gifts. And we would really hate for someone to be waiting for theirs and, have her son or her husband just not have had the chance to sign up. So that's in the perfect world. They sign up before they deploy. Sometimes they're gone before we get to connect with them, and then we're working through a contact, either the chaplain or maybe a first sergeant, whoever is willing to be the point of contact overseas. So then we'll send the hard copy forms over there, because remember, they have to handwrite a love note.
Yep.
And then the chaplain or whoever collects them and mails them back. When we get down to the wire, they'll sign up online, and we'll go that route if we have gifts left available. We've even had guys who just email us their loved one's information and take a picture of their love note and just email that to us. So, any way we can do it if we have to. But ideally, as I say, it's before people deploy. Because right now we're getting all sorts of people and units saying, gosh, can you do something? And we've been sold out for ages.
We mail out 900 of the boxes. Each box has 12 gifts, beautifully wrapped. And so we'll do 900 at Christmas, 900 at Mother's Day. Ideally, we could double that or triple that. It all comes down to the funding. And, just to be clear, the service member pays nothing for this. The recipient pays nothing for this. It is an exquisite box of very carefully selected gifts, pampering gifts for her to just make her stop during the day and feel loved and feel appreciated and connected to her service member.
Wow. What kind of gifts? I mean, can you get into details? What kind of gifts you provide for, like, the guy and the gal?
Sure. They're beautiful. We've worked really hard over the years to kind of perfect it. It starts with the love note, which is in a beautiful little zip ID case. That also comes with a little packet of tissues because she needs those immediately. It's a candle. It's a keychain. It's spa socks and foot cream and chocolates, tea, just little gifts that she might reach into her purse and pull out during the day and just take a moment and kind of feel the love. The last day is a beautiful bracelet. It harkens back to son in service jewelry that I know Vicki wore when her son was deployed, a hand-me-down, a family heirloom. Mm-hmm. I had one as well. And we felt very strongly that women like to kind of worry over something and kind of be in contact, whether it's a bracelet, a necklace, something that they can just kind of hold on to during the day, makes them stop and think a little bit. So it's a beautiful bracelet. It's the 12th day of Christmas. As much as possible, made in the USA products, usually small vendors who give us fabulous discounts because they identify with what we're doing.
Or a complete donation in some cases, yes, which is exquisite.
So what does the guy get? And because chocolates always roll anyway. So you send, I don't care what guys want to sound all manly or anything. You send me some chocolate and I'm digging it. So so what are you sending to the guys?
The boxes are primarily for women. Now, a female service member can sign up, mm-hmm, or a male service member for their mom. For a few years, we did do a man's box. It was very hard, and pretty much, yeah, you were tough to shop for, and very kind of unappreciated.
That is lies if I ever heard one.
I was about to say, man, I feel so bad. I was trying to feel included.
Whiskey and chocolate bars, I'm good to go.
I know, really.
Great. Yeah, we didn't think about that. Steaks would have been. We tried the steaks. Yeah, we did. Omaha steak wouldn't go for it. No, we had a nice box for a couple of years, and it just didn't. It took away from what we were doing, and we decided really to just concentrate on the women's box. We get people write us all the time. Could you send something to my kids? Could you send something, to my service member overseas? We really feel that there are a lot of organizations that that you can contact who will take care of these other needs. So we really concentrate just on what we do best. And
we're obviously very lean, but we're able to do a lot with what we have. So to try to do too much, I think, would actually diminish what we're doing. So we have to make choices, which we don't like to. We like to be everything to everybody, but can't always be that.
Way to go, guys.
Well, I know my wife would love to have this kind of thing going on when I deployed. So this is actually really cool. And she kind of listens to the show. She pops her head in, and she kept like tapping me while I've been on mute going, why didn't you do that?
See, we hear that all the time. And that's part of what keeps us going. I mean, we have binders and binders of notes, and we've gotten flags that were flown and challenge coins. And, not that that's the reason we do it, but it is an indication to us of how important this service is. Our kids certainly felt it, and it's not going away. There's no slowing down for us. If anything, we'd like to gear up more. So each year we also take 100 of the gifts, and we go down, we pack up the car, drive to DC, and we go to Walter Reed. We go room to room for the inpatient, and then we set up outside the Warrior Cafe, and we help the injured service members. I won't say that WW word because they don't thrill us. Anyway, so we go and we let them, usually we have a rule. It's one gift per service member, but at Walter Reed, it's however many you want. Because these women arrive, unprepared and they're there for months at a time. So if it's mom, sister, grandma, wife, however many you need, you got them. So that's a really great part. Something fun we get to do every year.
Oftentimes we meet somebody inpatient, and then a couple years later, we see them outpatient. So, they're there for a long time. So it's a nice thing to be able to do for them. Just give them, at least this is the honor of saying thank you to those who have been at their bedside.
Well, I mean, you guys are hitting it because you guys are fully subscribed through Christmas already. So now you're
actually through Mother's Day.
I was about to say,
turned away a couple ships for Mother's Day.
Wow.
Check your facts, Ice. Check your facts.
No, I would just because
it happens overnight.
It happened overnight.
Often it's just one little connection. We were at a corporate wrapping event last year, and one of the women said, gee, my nephew's about to go out on a sub. Do you think you could, help him send something to his girlfriend? And, fortunately, we gave her our information, said, have him get in touch with us. And he wrote to Vicki, and he said, okay, here I am, and here's what I want you to send. And Vicki said, well, we have a little time. Do you think if I sent you the forms, you could, be the point person for us and sign up the whole sub? Well, the next year, the woman came back and said, were you ever able to connect with my nephew? And we said, not only did we take care of him, but the entire sub. And these women were just blown away. I mean, the subs are gone for a long time.
Yes.
And
you don't know where they're at.
There's no contact.
Yep.
So all of a sudden, when they were all getting these beautiful gifts, they were just, astounded.
Yeah. And the neat part is, well, half time, the troops don't even ask what's in the boxes. They're just glad that somebody is chosen for them.
That's awesome.
And then we'll hear from the women. We also can do it for those just to send to your wives, but you have to pay for it. But, the women will say, oh my gosh, he chose all of my favorite things.
Yeah.
How did he know? And we don't bust him.
No.
We say, I don't know.
He gets all the credit.
So awesome.
All
See?
the credit.
To me, it sounds like these ladies have contributed to a lot of post-deployment babies.
Exactly. I was about to say.
You can't believe the baby pictures we get. We get people's wedding photos, and yeah, we really keep a relationship as much as possible over the years.
My wife loved these stuff so much. Here's my 1-year-old, my 1-month-old baby. Thank you. It's been 9 months since I got back from deployment.
There you go.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Aww.
No, it's an honor, and we feel like at this point in our organization, we've got the formula down. I mean, we could do double, triple. It already is our full-time job, and going through the motion is it's pretty much in place, but it's the funding. It's the funding that's slowing us down, and that makes us sad. We hate to turn people away.
We even turn away volunteers. We have more volunteers than we have work to do. So we have the need. We have the volunteers. A good portion of our funding comes out of Rochester, New York. And gosh, if we had funding across the country, even a little bit more, we could knock this out of the park.
Now,
I hate to turn them away. I really do.
I bet it's probably you're probably gonna have to. Do you have somebody to do it for you, or do you say, "Hey, we just can't take it"? Because I mean, I'd get kind of.
We always try to just tell them why, that we want to, that, we're doing our best. And they're still so appreciative that sometimes I feel worse. So
that's right. So, and we are still, we're 100% volunteer.
Yeah.
We have 3-4 board members. We have donated space we work out of. We do everything we can. We don't say no to a lot of people. We try everything. We're constantly looking for grants and awards and this and that, and it's just it's a little more than 2 people can do, but
we're good.
But we're good. we don't let it slow us down. We've been on the Today Show. We got a lot of good press there. We were in Family Circle magazine.
Oh, wow.
And they stay around forever, so we got that had legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was about to say how do I volunteer? Or how do I get to go to? I mean, what do you do? I want to volunteer to do this. I want to help you guys out. What do I do to?
All right. Well, there's a few different ways. First, if you are with an organization that might want to host a sponsored wrap, which would be underwriting some of the boxes, you could just get the volunteers together. Maybe your company then would underwrite some of the boxes. We'll come there. We were just out in Denver wrapping with a company, and we've been to Rhode Island and down to Maryland. We'll go any place to spread the word, to get them.
Sometimes it's our vendors, and this trip to Denver was a wonderful company, female-owned, made in the U.S., beautiful cosmetic company that gives us an amazing deal on the beautiful hand cream that and lip balm that go into the box. And so we wanted their employees to have a better, understanding of what it was they were doing. So we flew out there on Wednesday morning, flew home Thursday. But in the meantime, they helped us wrap 1,000 gifts. And when we told our story and told them, more about why and what we do, they straight out donated the items that they had already given to us at an amazing price. They refunded our money. I mean, it's a lot of people who want to give back and don't really know how. Our boys would tell us when they were deployed, we have barracks full of Girl Scout cookies and Slim Jims and turkeys and live Christmas trees and, the stuff that people send throughout the year. And I am not for 1 second suggesting they don't deserve it. Of course they do. But if you ask them, I think they would much rather have their families at home taken care of and in a nice way, in a very personal, connected way. It's that much more important. So
we're helping them take care of their family.
That's right.
It's just not a generic box of something. It's all about her. and not for the house, not for the kids. It's about her. So, talking about what volunteers can do around the country, the other thing is collect things for us. Something little like pocket tissues. We go through 2,000 of those a year and plan on going through a lot more a year as we grow. There's the spa socks that are out and all over the place right now. People collect those and send them to us.
What are spa?
Strapping tape. We go through miles of strapping tape.
Not very sexy, but
no,
it's
but
needed.
it's a need, and so there's
What are spa
those
socks?
kinds of things.
What are spa socks? I mean, is that?
You don't know. Oh golly, I wish I had some on. I'd show you. Okay, so just little cushy, usually chenille kind of,
Gotcha.
slipper
Yes,
socks.
yes.
They're kind of one size fits all. You
Yep.
usually see them in like Bed Bath and Beyond or something like that. They're just
After you have a pedicure and your toenails have dried, you can put on spa socks and feel all relaxed.
yes,
So
yes.
the idea is that she gets off her feet and
Okay.
takes 5 minutes for herself.
I'm taking notes.
So you are in Fort Bliss, right? We don't even know who we're talking to. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that where the show comes from?
The show comes from several locations that are undisclosed. That way the Army can't find us.
I gotcha.
So Area 51, the Alamo, or the Pentagon. Pick your place.
Okay.
We're always somewhere.
Yeah, we're
You're
always
always
somewhere.
somewhere.
Yep.
Okay, well, when we go off the air, you can tell us where you'll be, and we'll come do a rap with you.
Really?
We have fun.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I will say this: a lot of the installations do have during the holidays. They do have at the PX. They do have wraps there. They'll have outside the door. Has the PX been kind of like lenient to you guys to be able to do this, or do you get chased off by other
We
groups?
haven't actually done anything like that because most of our wraps, that's the way we get most of our funding.
Gotcha.
Is,
Okay.
Companies want to be charitable and make donations, and they also want their employees to volunteer. And this way, they can do both.
Yeah.
All we need are some bodies and some long tables, and we can crank out 900 gifts in no time.
So here in Rochester, we have Harris Corp that makes a lot of the Army radios, and so they've been very good to us over the years. They've sponsored quite a few wraps. They also have an office in Dulles. We go down there and wrap. Companies like Enterprise Rent-A-Car, Morgan Stanley. A lot of the national kind of corporations encourage volunteerism and actually have designated volunteer months where they get paid to do something. So they like to give back. We've had a good long-standing relationship with a lot of those companies, and hopefully
also the
continue.
Universities. The Greeks have been incredible.
Only the girl Greeks. Those boy Greeks, they're bad.
They tag along, but they try. But yeah, we've had some big impact from both in Rochester and down at
George Mason
University.
University.
Yeah.
So, we travel wherever we can if it's efficient and not terribly expensive. Boston, Rhode Island, wherever the car takes us, and we just feel it's important to, expand outside of our Rochester area because, a very, very small percentage of the boxes actually end up here. We're close to Fort Drum, and for a while we had a pretty good ongoing relationship with them. But
we need to get that going again. So anybody from Drum, please.
Yeah, if
reach
you're
out to
listening,
us.
yes, definitely reach out to us. We like to go up there. It's nice. So,
So I want to volunteer, and then so then where do I want to go? Where do I go? So if because I'm looking on your website and I'm looking around, and then I just click on the volunteer button, and then what is that? What happens then?
So you can just put your name and area and drop in any information that you're interested in things you might want to do. There's a woman in Nebraska that wanted to hold a wrap. I told her, well, you know, she didn't have the organization behind her to do so, but I said, we have little tags that need to go in each box. And these tags need to have a ribbon put on them. And so I send her out close to 12,000 tags, and throughout the year, it's almost like knitting, and she puts these tags on and sends them back to me. So it's
It's ribbon cutting. Again, it's the collecting. But, you know, if you're near a base, if you have a corporation behind you, pretty much we'll show up anywhere.
So
a bad penny.
Like bad lunch.
The audience is asking, what's a wrap? They're making fun of me because they said I like
that's
to rap.
okay. Everyone says that. That's great. Go.
So what we do, at a wrap, the hosts will have a bunch of long tables and volunteers, and we come with everything that's needed, and they will make the little gift boxes. They're shiny, you know, red or white or green boxes, little gift boxes, and they'll set them up shoulder to shoulder in they might open 300 at a time, you know, shoulder to shoulder, one right in front of the other. Then they'll come through and they'll drop in the shred in each box, and then come through and drop in each product, close it, put the ribbon on and the tag in, and boom, you're done. But it's all done in an assembly line. And so we can, today in an hour and a half, we did close to 550. So, depending on the number of people, we've had anywhere from 15 people to over 100 people. And like 40 is the magic number. That's a great number to have at a wrapping event, because we will kind of give a presentation in the beginning just about who we are, what we do, how we do, and then we get to work, and that's when the questions start going on. People are so used to sending something over to the troops that it's kind of stopping and resetting to say, oh, no, this is from the troops to those that they love at home.
So I as a first sergeant then would get in contact with you, and then and then you would give me what? So because I'm a first sergeant, and I'm deployed, and I'm like, hey ladies, I want to hook it up for the ladies. So what do I do from
You're
there?
already deployed?
Yeah, I'm deployed.
All right. So then I would email you a form, and there's to it. Either you can print that out, hand it out, collect it, and then scan it back to me. Or we have had it in the past where there's a link that you can tell your guys to go to, and they can fill out the information there. When we do that, we miss the handwritten love note. They can tell us what to write, but the handwriting is real important. So as you know, our point of contact over there, you would get this form printed out, scan it back to me when they filled it out, and you're done.
And you would generally tell us in advance, you know, I think this many of my guys and girls both will take advantage of this, and we will reserve that number until a certain date. And sometimes they all come back, sometimes they don't, and then we move on to the next person. And there's always a waiting line, you know. Unfortunately, we do, as Vicki said, turn them away, and it's heartbreaking, but they're always just so grateful, you know.
Even if we can't
help them, they're happy that somebody's out there doing it. And you know, so I guess we really can't quit. I keep trying to get fired, but she won't fire me.
I know the feeling.
I do the same thing with this job, yet they still keep me around. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's so breaking when you're trying to get fired, because then you end up doing something good. So when I tell my soldiers, hey, fill out this form, knock it out, I'm gonna send it to these ladies, then what can I tell them? What can I expect a return? What would I say? I mean, what's the next step? From once you guys get a hold of it, then what what do they say? What am I telling my troops? Because you know how soldiers are, Marines, hell, anybody who's deployed overseas, if you send something and you want to get information out, how long's going to be there, First Sergeant? How long's going to be this? How long's going to be that? How come this? How come that? How long is it going to take to get there? The reason why I want to know is because I want to make sure that, you know what I mean? Because you get all the questions. I just want to make sure, just kind of give a timeline.
Yep. And a lot of that is right on the form. I try to put as much information on there without just overloading it, so then they don't even read it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'll have troops email me back going, so what is in the box? And then, I might send a picture.
What's in the box?
Yeah, right.
Exactly. And sometimes it was so long before the holiday that they signed up that they forgot they signed up. And then just about Christmas time, when their wife or mom gets the box, then they're saying, oh my gosh, I am the man. I totally forgot. And she's overjoyed. And, thank you for making me the hero. And so, it's great that way. But sometimes also they sign up so far in advance that poor kid. We had a guy who was sending one to his girlfriend, and about 2 weeks before Christmas, he emailed and he said, did that box go out yet? And we said, no, not yet. And he said, oh, good. Could you send it to my mom instead? Because the girl dumped him. Can you stand it?
Oh my God!
We wanted to go beat her up, but we didn't.
Well, being the world record recipient of divorces, I totally know. I understand that. So
it's a hard job.
It is. Poor guys.
I get it. My daughter-in-law is a saint. I don't know how she put up with it, but and we always say, military mom. Oh, that's one thing. Can't imagine being a military spouse. That's just not in my job description. Couldn't do it.
And for the reserves, I mean, so many of the women, the wives of reservists, don't have anybody around them. So that's also another difficult situation. Their soldier, Marine might be attached to a group that's an hour away.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of tough. As with moms, when my son deployed, I didn't know another military mom till I met Lisa.
Nope, not one. And your family can be supportive, your friends can be supportive. Nobody understands those sleepless nights like another military mom.
Yeah, I would get a text at 1 o'clock in the morning from Lisa. Are you up? Yep, I'm up.
Yep.
And so we would get on the phone and wait to maybe meet our sons on Skype or whatever. So not a lot of sleep.
Yeah, it's tough times, and we just feel like anything we can do to ease it a little, to lift the hearts. That's what we like to call it. I mean, it just.
And we deliver the any that we have local. We actually deliver them in person.
Oh wow!
Just to make the connection, and it's sometimes these women will come to the door and baby on a hip and kids hiding behind her, and she's got this strong front. And when we tell her what it's about and who we are, it just kind of melts away. And all of a sudden there's hugs and tears. And it's just knowing that someone else gets it and understands. And that's what we're just trying to share. Even the vendors and some of the sponsors, they can write a little special note of encouragement on a little card, and that goes in the box. So she's getting love from all around, so she doesn't feel alone. And I think that means a lot to the troops overseas as well.
Definitely.
Oh, it does. Definitely. And especially like you were saying about the reservists, because at least in a unit in the active duty realm, you have everybody with you together, and you have more than one family. Yeah. When you're a reservist, it could be just like maybe one or two people, and you may not know them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes you're brought together and you deploy with a bunch of other reservists from other areas that you guys don't even know who they are.
That's right.
So this has been going on for now, 11 years, and over 21,000 soldiers helped, or troops helped.
Yes.
So any other plans to I mean, obviously you're going to get a bigger staff. I mean,
we really are at a turning point now, and we're looking, we'd like to be able to do this forever, but you know, those boxes are getting heavy. And obviously if we're going to grow, we have to reproduce ourselves. And so we are looking to maybe take on somebody half-time to really allow us to get out more and do more fundraising and just spread the word more, because I think that people want to be involved. They want to give. They want to say thank you, and they don't know how.
Yes.
And this is just a really personal way that says thank you in a way that makes a difference.
And it's fun. It's never boring. No. It's always something new. It's great people. It's opportunities that we never expected. I mean, we've been several times to the vice president's home, worked with Mrs. Obama when she was the first lady. I mean, we've just met and done things.
Hung out with Patrick Dempsey.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, went racing with a race team at the Baltimore Grand Prix. I mean, things we just never could have dreamt, and yet it's, you know, now we just say, oh sure, whatever. We're never terribly surprised by anything. We did question the WTF a little. We did think that was a hoax. I gotta say, I'm like, what? But here we are, and you know, so it's anything we can do to further the cause, and you know, somebody might just pop up and say, yeah, I want to be your.
We got a lot.
I'll sit at you, you know, grasshopper, and you know, we'll bring them up. We'll give them the rules of the road and show them how it's done, and hopefully somebody, you know, with a heart as big as the one sitting next to me, you know, will take over and keep it going, and
well,
you know, hopefully
you guys are definitely both of you have big hearts and big capes, because there's some people in the Facebook live chat that didn't realize that are we have one kid in here that's saying that these ladies are in my backyard. How come we haven't heard of them before? So I've already so I've already told him to link up with you guys. If you guys, that way you can link up, and then because there you go. You wanted a grasshopper. We just volunteered. His name is Pip. We call him Pip. So Pip, P-I-P. So Pip, they're waiting for you, buddy.
You bet. Cool. You bet. I mean, I hope anybody listening, as you know, as we said, we don't say no to a lot. We're
say legal and moral. All right, we'll consider it.
Even degrees of that. I won't. No, I'm not gonna tell stories. No. Okay.
Tell stories.
We're
no, please tell stories. Please tell stories.
We're in it for the long haul, and we hate to think that we've grown and built this much, and it could disappear, because the need is not going to disappear anytime soon that we can see.
It isn't. Well, ladies, hey, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate you coming on.
Well, thanks for having us. It was fun, and make sure. So you got links to our website and Facebook, and we're on Instagram and Twitter and all those good things.
Oh, your digits are up. About 1 million people are listening and following both pages. So you got them. You got some digits up there. So Full Circle Home. Follow them at fullcircle.org. Fullcirclehome.org. Let me get that right. Fullcirclehome.org. And then you can catch up. There's some links to donate. There's some links to volunteer some of your time. They also have the Full Circle blog up on here. And that way you guys can catch up and see some of the testimonials and then contact them. Pip, that's a hint. Pip. That's a hint.
Yes, please. Definitely. We answer the phone all night, all day. We're never sleeping.
Yeah. All right, well, we're gonna go on a break, and ladies, thanks for coming on. Can you stay on the line while you can talk to you can talk to Spanky?
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, so
thank you.
Yeah, we'll get you some information. So everybody, we're gonna take a quick break while the ladies give us some more information. So we'll talk to you in a sec.
Well, it definitely is all about the visuals, although pretty sure it's illegal.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Hungry for another taste. You stumble around the time you waste, and your table's overturned. Sooner or later you crash, then you burn. I think I wanna die tomorrow. Are you gonna be with me? I think I wanna die tomorrow, 'cause I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. Simple ways come and go. Still I love the way you turn me on. Just can't find the words, 'cause everything I say sounds so absurd. I think I wanna die tomorrow. Die on a baby. I think I wanna die tomorrow.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, we're back from our nice little break there.
I love that opening every time.
Which one? The Tim Kennedy one?
Tim Kennedy. Dear God, this is a unicorn will be raped.
Dude, oh man, when he was on here, and oh God, first of all, we're all fanboying over him. So everyone it was like all the guys.
Of course we are.
I mean, it's us. Yeah, we're Tim Kennedy. So we're like, he comes on, and all of us were taking turns calling on the phone, and we're like, all right, gotta go do the show, man, because we're like, oh my God, we're Tim Kennedy, Tim Kennedy, like little girls and shit. So. Well, that's pretty. Those are good guests. Vicky and Lisa from the Full Circle Home.
No, that was really cool. I really wish there was that either they were, when I deployed, or if I'd known about them.
Yeah, that
would have been really great to have to send, be able to send for my wife, because I think that'd be even more special to have that sent to her. So she knows, especially the handwritten notes, that she knows I'm thinking about her even when I'm not there. I think
exactly.
They're awesome people.
Yeah, not to mention the fact it probably would have saved me divorce 2 or 3. I'm not saying.
Could have saved you a couple divorces.
Yeah, exactly. Could have.
If only we would have known.
If only we had known. Vicky and Lisa had this organ. I mean, for 11 years though, man, 21,000 troops, and 11 years. Those ladies have been rocking it.
Why doesn't the Army have them on the payroll or something? I mean,
dude, see, that's what pisses me off, man.
They'd probably screw it up anyways.
Yeah, I had a conversation with a friend of mine about that today at work, and the Army is so afraid of being innovative on a lot of things that they immediately revert to the ways that they said they wouldn't go to, which was the old school. Let's treat soldiers like shit if it isn't raining it's training mentality, or they end up getting involved and somehow fuck it up. So you know what I mean? Like, at least NASA at the time, when it came with new innovative technologies to, I don't know, put some dudes on the moon, at least some of those technologies were translated and you know what I mean, and were able to be used to this day. I mean, we're talking about space age shit that was invented in the 60s and the 70s for the space program that we're able to use, that were basically derived from that. But the military is so scared of that type of innovation. Anything that makes it almost seems like they have senior leaders out there to say, well, we're coddling soldiers. Nah, there's a difference between coddling a soldier and taking care of them. You know what I mean?
I know. I just had to put this out there because it's so funny that you said that, especially with, them coming on. Me and my ex-husband got married in 98, and, right after we got married, he deployed to Bosnia. When he came back, we went through this. We didn't know what was a reintegration phase and anything like that, because, there was none of that kind of fucking training then, right?
No, there isn't.
And we were, he was a PFC, I was a specialist. We had no fucking clue what the fuck this was. Nobody taught us that shit.
Yeah.
If it wasn't that I had a senior leader that had went through Desert Storm and kind of recognized all these signs, we'd have got divorced, freaking 8 months after we got married. And I'd have been like ice and started racking up the ex-husbands. I mean, we did wind up getting divorced years and years, 9 years later. But, it wasn't 8 months after we got married just because we didn't know what reintegration was, and that shit fucking changes.
It's not, and I will say this, in its inception, when it comes up to an innovative idea, the Army is all for it at that innovative stage. Once it gets trickled down and starts going to the ground level and it hits a division and then it goes through a brigade, and then it gets to a battalion, then that's when it gets convoluted with so much fucking bullshit that spirit of that innovation is gone.
Extra policy letters, extra memorandums, extra commander's guide at the commander's discretion. Show up 15 minutes before that, 30 minutes before the hour, before the 3 hours before that actual formation type of mentality. That's what happens.
And then it becomes mandatory for everybody that doesn't fucking need it, and then it becomes useless.
Exactly that. So like some of the innovative features of the Army reintegration program was due to the fact that back in the was this before 9/11, but you were saying you hit it right in the head there, Spanx. It was one of those things to where it was a process of reintegration. U.S. Army Europe developed it, and U.S. Korea's forces developed it. What it was is that the soldiers would come back, and before you came back, they have like a debrief to kind of let you decompress type shit. And this, mind you, this is like during the 90s and stuff. And during that phase, there was expectations that they told you as a soldier coming back for what you not to do when you came home. Like, when you come home from a deployment and you're a dude and you were the deployed guy and your wife has been home, fucking doing things, she has certain systems that she has put in place to run the house.
Like, motherfucker, don't come home and tell me you're going to do this and do this, and when I've been doing it all by myself and still being a fucking full-time soldier. And, don't do that.
Damn.
Because I'm going to kick your ass.
that was my mistake. That's exactly what I did wrong.
That's there you go. See, I didn't even have to finish my fucking sentence, and Spanx is like, wow, wow, and we heard the squealing fucking seagull again.
My wife was about knife-handing me because I was messing up her flow, and she was about knife-handing me, telling me, you will be in your place. You will shut up.
Yeah. I mean, there's only certain things that are like certain things you could touch or not touch or look at. Did you know that you cannot do this? Did you know I had this sitting right here for a reason? This is the reason why I did it. And well, how come you did that? Well, I don't like it like that. Well, the fuck you been? You know what I mean? Then that's where the tension builds. So the army, what they're supposed to do, which is why I loved it. I loved it when the Army said paternity leave for the guys.
Oh, yes.
Everyone thought that I was the biggest bitch of a senior leader until they got it. Until their wife got pregnant, and then I started using the same mantra on them, and they're like, oh, I know what you're trying to do, Ice. You're trying to make me feel like ass for... Yeah, dude. Because I tell you what, had I not had paternity leave for the little ones, holy shit, dude. You realize night and day. Do you know how many people were fighting against that? They were fighting. There were senior leaders that said it wouldn't fucking work. It would ruin fucking, and then the Army Family Team Program started coming up. It's like, no, because it was a dude who was fucking going through some shit. And usually some of these programs are started off by single guys. All right? They're not fucking guys who are married or whatever. It's almost like a chaplain trying to give you fucking marriage advice and also this shit. Have you ever been through divorce before, chaplain? Well, I can't say that I have. Well, then shut the fuck up. Talk to somebody who's been divorced. Give me some, hi, welcome to ICE and fucking WTF.
ICE, you should be a chaplain.
Well, see, I don't like espousing religious beliefs because I keep that to myself, but I'm just...
Not all chaplains do that, but you would be a big help for the guy. Are you going through a divorce? Come here, my son, and let me teach you the ways. Diversify your portfolio. Amen.
Oh, ICE.
Our communion will be talking to a Edwards Jones guy on moving your money.
Exactly. Well, my point being is that a lot of these systems that were started that were of innovative, I mean, like genius level shit. Like, wow, who'd have thought of that, right? And then the first thing the Army says is no, because of that, it's going to ruin this, it's going to ruin that, and it's going to do this. But then they want you to fill out a survey on how come what you think needs to be the Army. That's why Joes don't want to fill out fucking surveys on manpower and fucking innovation fucking shit. Because anything they give you will not be heeded. And you don't have, I'm sorry, my old ass, and I'll say that in, around the 50s.
Ancient.
Exactly. My old ass does not know anything about, there's some kids that can walk up to a fucking mobile device and go, oh, and the next thing you know, it's able to do what the fuck ever, okay? Me, I have to have extensive like videos and training because I'm the senior citizen here, and I got to get the training and shit done to understand how the computer shit works and all that stuff, just to broadcast. So I cannot be the guy to tell, some kid who's going to give me something that's innovative if I'm not at his level. And that's the problem. The Army doesn't know how to get to the level. They want to get down to the level so much. Jesus Christ, look what they're doing now. We're reverting back to old uniforms.
Pink and greens, baby. Pink and greens.
Yeah. So when they said, we need to have somebody discuss innovative stuff. Now, I'll help you with the processes. When it comes to I love processes. So if there's processes involved and stuff like that, like when the Soldier for Life program came out, oh my God, you would have thought that I violated every Army ethos in the planet because I took my soldiers off fucking the damn JRTC and NTC rotation roster. I took my soldiers off the fucking duty rosters. I took my you know what I mean? I didn't fuck with my troops. Because I told them that you were moving from being a soldier to now moving into being a civilian. You're gonna need all the fucking help you can get. And if you want, I as a first sergeant, I could help you in where you want to go as far as networks and who I've known or who I've worked with and all that. Because I know I was a civilian before I was in the military. And it's tough out there. So what I hated was seeing fellow first sergeants and senior leaders just totally get off on the fact that this kid's ACAPing. So he doesn't need to be ACAPing. Yeah, he's only got 90 days and he can take his terminal leave and all that. Not seeing that there was a process in the fucking all the way up. Because, somebody innovated, came up with an idea that said, okay, let's do the math. Someone's getting out of the Army and let's just do that soldier. That the typical soldier will have at least, because soldiers know, 60 to 90 days they'll save up so that way they can go on terminal leave, right? So let's do the math there. So you have 60 to 90 days terminal leave. So let's do the 90-day thing. So 90 days terminal leave. And then you have soldiers that has to do what? Before that, they have to out-process. They have to get evals done. They have to turn in equipment. Blah, blah. So that's about another month. And then you're supposed to allow them to attend workshops to transition them into the fucking civilian world to help them get jobs. And all
It's
that
not
shit.
even allow them anymore. It's by law now.
No. What I'm saying though is
unless you're in the 1st Cav Division where they decided, hey, we're going to send you back from Korea to the States at the last possible second, to the point where they actually were like, we might hold you for a couple more days.
Yeah, we had.
By the time I got back, I had did everything I possibly could in Korea, so I was a smart NCO and made sure I was good to go as far as I could be. So when I got back, hit the ground running, so I could take my terminal leave and not have to sell any back, because screw that. I did the numbers; they will screw you over. But thank you, 1st Cav Division, specifically the 1st Brigade, for trying to hold me all the way to the very possible last second, and even more, to try to screw. It felt like they were screwing me over. Like every day, I kind of wanted to go up to my brigade commander at the time, who I believe is in my neck of the woods, and I look for him every day. Not to do anything, but I love just to show him that I'm kicking ass. But it felt like it was like, how are you going to just do this to me? Especially since I had been at the brigade for 4 years. How are you going to do this to me and try to make it so it's so hard? Luckily, before I even left Korea, I already had a job. But even if I wasn't that lucky, I should have been afforded all the opportunities possible to succeed. And this is why so many soldiers end up in bread lines or end up on unemployment, because they're not given the opportunities and the time. And granted, we're not talking about the ones that wait till the last week and go, oh shit, was I supposed to do this?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the ones, you're not giving them the opportunity, and then they're on unemployment, and then they don't have a plan because you didn't give them an opportunity to actually learn how to make a plan.
Well, I made my soldiers give me up until if they were 6 months out, like as in they're drop dead picking up their DD-214 going on fucking terminal leave 6 months out from that point, not when they were actually ETS'd. But when they were 6 months out from their final out, I would have them give me a weekly update of where the fuck they're at. And some of them got the ass and said that I was fucking getting too intrusive. But then there's other ones that they saw what I was doing. They saw that, oh shit, I really don't have this much fucking time left. Holy fuck, because I've chaptered soldiers out, and I told them, you better have a fucking plan when you get out. Oh, I'll be good for a sergeant. You better have a fucking plan before you get. I don't. First, you said it was okay for me to clear, and I didn't have. I was like, I'm just telling you, man. I said, you want to fucking see me? Whatever. I said, if you want me to make it mandatory for you, I will. And then he was being a pain in the ass and a little bitch about it. So I'm like, okay, fine. Dude had to like sell his fucking guns, had to sell his fucking vehicles, had to sell everything to eat, to fucking eat. And everyone was saying, God damn, First Sergeant, you were being. How come you? Hey, dude, I'm only gonna help you out. Because, once a kid is on that fucking slope of getting the fuck out, they don't listen to anyone. You, First Sergeant, don't know shit. You don't know where I'm going. You don't know what I'm fucking doing. You don't know what my plans are and all that. Why you want to know what I'm doing? Now, the soldiers that have had of questionable parentage, meaning they didn't have, somebody to raise them right, or they had just been in the military because they were leaving a fucking a situation in itself, they were appreciative as fuck. I mean, again, I've had soldiers come to my office and say, I don't know, I'm thinking about getting out, First Sergeant, and them looking at me like cringing, thinking that I'm gonna rip their fucking head off. I'm like, oh, so have a seat, grab some coffee. What do you want to get? Where do you want to go? Do you know where you're staying at? Do you want to whatever? Have you contacted this one? Let me fucking show you how to fill out a LinkedIn account, and let me show you how to do it right. Let me show you how to fill this up. Blah 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 blah. Get the scratch.
LinkedIn accounts are underrated. That's one reason that helped me get my first job out of the Army.
Yep.
And definitely helped me get that second job out of the Army. So
yeah,
I'm not plugging them because they owe us money or anything, but I'll just say if you do a LinkedIn account, and they do teach it, like when I did the program in Korea, they did tell us about LinkedIn accounts, but they were kind of like, the guy was kind of a little nonchalant. It was like, you can do a LinkedIn account. He said, I suggest it, but wasn't really harping on. I stood up and like, no, do a LinkedIn account.
Yeah,
Don't be stupid.
I made my kids do a LinkedIn account and I made them write. Okay, look, I mean, if they're an NCO, since I was their first sergeant, I had their NCOERs. So I say, hey, look, you need to make this to English, to like civilianese and shit. So you can properly do this. And then here's how you write it out. Don't write, I went to the motor pool and shit in PMCS vehicles, and then you made me pick up cigarette butts. Don't write that shit down. What did you actually do? What did you supervise the maintenance and care of? A $2 million worth of equipment, and you also did what? You also supervised your troops doing it. You also ensured that there were certain processes that you established this SOPs, blah, blah. You assisted me in doing this because you did. I mean, I will help you write out as legitimate as possible because, Nation, once you get out of the Army and you write it into a resume, you can't bullshit them. Civilians are smart. They'll, you know how to do electronical engineering, you know how to fly an airplane? Yeah. Well, your LinkedIn account says you can do it. I mean, obviously they're going to check up on you, but if you bullshit them, they'll know.
No, it's actually kind of funny that y'all say that because I went through the Soldier for Life program. I actually got out the Army twice. I went through ACAP and then went through Soldier for Life. When I was getting out the second time, when I was retiring, I was in, the Soldier for Life process with two people. One was a Colonel 06, one was a CW5. Those do exist. And both of them said they had no social media accounts whatsoever.
Yeah.
No Facebook, no Twitter, no nothing. And, our instructor was like, that's really just not acceptable either. Because they were just thinking that this just is like, will set me up for failure the way they were thinking, Army-wise.
Well, set you up for failure because you're not supposed to be posting yourself doing fucking table and doing fucking body shots with a fucking stripper.
Exactly.
That's what you're not supposed to be showing. Well, no.
Their advice was
burner accounts.
Set up a Twitter. You don't have to like post what you're doing day to day or, take pictures of what you're eating at lunch. Follow the news outlets you like
That's
to read.
for Instagram.
And stuff like that. And but they did. Those were the two that they suggested doing their social media on was LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need to get a Facebook. Nobody cares about that. They were suggested that those two gentlemen got LinkedIn accounts.
I mean I'll credit Facebook for because I was in like USA Jobs. USA Jobs is a good one. Indeed. Is probably one of my favorite sites. I hate using Monster and all this, and ZipRecruiter was okay, but Indeed and USA Jobs, but it was actually through social media. I think I saw I saw an announcement for the position I now hold today, switching from my contractor job that I had to the position I have now.
Yeah.
I found it on a social media post, and then I clicked in and I was like, oh my god, I have no idea what the hell that this certain organization does, but I know the job, and I know
exactly.
to do all that sounds great.
Exactly that.
You know, it worked out for me, and I got the job. Hey, but I mean, it was because it didn't pop up any other time. It actually didn't pop up through my normal feeders through Indeed and USA Jobs until like a couple weeks later after I already applied.
Well, here's the thing too, is that a lot of reason why a lot of corporate companies like hiring veterans is because we will, and I'm saying this in a purely employment type sense and drive, we will kill ourselves to finish something. We will fucking work late fucking hours and not realizing that we're working fucking late hours to do it. We are very impatient when it comes to shit, and the corporate world is really fucking impatient. Not to scare you, but to say, like, if you've already been, I'm sorry, I joined the Army because I like discipline. I like the discipline. I like the rigidness. I like the structure. I like, you know what I mean? And then as I got a little older in rank and years of service, I'm like, maybe I should, this is getting too fucking rigid now, because now they're telling me to do everything. I want to put my hands in my pockets. So I changed jobs to do that. And then when I did that, then I'm like, fuck
that
yeah.
is the greatest thing ever. I'm just going to put that out there. If you're getting out, putting your hands in your pocket. I walked down the street with my hands in my pocket, feeling guilty, but feeling exhilarated at the same time. I walked by a colonel near the Pentagon, and I was just like, what's up, sir? Keep my hands in the pocket. Didn't care.
Yeah, exactly, Al. Because also, if you got a good boss, you will be loyal to a good boss, even in the civilian world. And the best part about in the civilian world is that you only have one person to impress. That's your boss. And if your boss is fucking seeing you fucking hitting it out of the fucking park, and you're fucking just pumped to be fucking there, like the other guys are, can't believe I'm doing this again. It's fucking bullshit. It's reports I have to do. And how many? What's up with the report? I gotta write a stupid paragraph on some shit. Well, fuck, man, you're an NCO. You've knocked out some counselings. Hell, for some of you Joes, you've rebutted plenty of counselings. You write fucking paragraphs when you rebut them. So what the fuck? The employers, the corporate world wants that. I can't stand apathy. I can't. I mean, if I was a business owner and I want somebody who's kicking ass and taking names, that'd be the motherfucker who get the bonus, regardless of how long he's been there. I mean, if he meets his probationary period and he fucking comes up with an innovative, exactly that, TPS reports. If he comes up with an innovative idea that fucking makes the company better, that provides more of the bottom line, because the civilian world, it's all about the moolah. And guess what? You get the moolah too. So that's why, harping back to that, leaders, you are fucking these troops. You want to know why the economy is so bad? I can actually say with pretty good confidence that military leaders that fuck their soldiers are the reasons why the reason why the economy sucks, or there's why lack of good work. Because you know what, when you get the fuck out, because you know what, for some reason, guys that would talk about ethics and talking about how responsible it is and how you shouldn't take bribes and you shouldn't do this. Funny how those same guys are rolling right into fucking board of director jobs at Colt, SIG, USA, AUSA. I'm just saying, Harris. I'll damn them all out. 3M, Khaki, SAIC, Booz Allen Hamilton. All them big groups.
Boom.
All them big groups right there.
Oh, well, you'd be surprised how many people from that certain organization that are people that they literally, even on the project I was on, rolled straight from being in uniform to straight to that job, making a shit ton of money.
And doing less.
Yeah, we had one warrant officer. I liked her. Like, she's not the example of, like, the shitbag. She was actually really cool, but she rolled, like, they said she was retiring, and I was like, oh, no, I loved her. And all of a sudden, I'm like, what are you doing here in civilian clothes? Like, oh, no, I work for here now. And she worked for a different company on the project I was on. But then we had some, they're, like, colonels moving into, like, these, like, associate positions. And they're making, like $100,000 a year. I'm like, how the hell did that happen?
Mm-hmm. Exactly that. And that's the disparity I see of it. If you, as a commander, and you as a senior leader, I'm talking about officers, are being afforded the opportunity on the Army's dime to do a degree completion program, to get a fellow, to complete your master's at a course, let that fucking Joe do 8 months of Soldier for Life so that way he can move on with his life. I'm talking about 8 months as in 8 months doing all the stuff, and then the last 3 months of that being getting out of the Army. Because that's the disparity that I see right now. Soldiers have no incentive initially to stay in on a lot of shit, unless they have obviously personal drive or love of country and want to provide a service and want to serve their country. Then of course. But you get that one soldier, which I'm not faulting. They have that one soldier that wants to stay in, wants to do his time and get out. Give him a fucking incentive to stay in. We'll give him a fucking incentive to stay in. Now, there's certain MOSs right there. There's really only a couple MOSs out there that I could see coming out with some type of certification. Which currently right now, the drive is to move us away from college and move us more into trade, doing trade schools. Because shit's falling.
They're realizing that liberal arts degree is not going to save you.
Exactly that. So, myself and Cause and other individuals can apply for an airframe and power plant license to work on aircraft. That certification coming out of the military. Or the same thing for an air traffic control rating. Or something for a medic. The EMT, was it the 68 whiskeys or something like that? Those kids coming out of it. Getting that type of certification out of it. The kids that are coming out of the DIMOC or DINFOS, getting some of that training. Why don't we make them fucking certified in that specific craft out of that fucking job? I guarantee it, soldiers will have incentive to stay in if you... I'm talking about soldiers. I'm not talking about fucking... See, this is where I'm drawing the fucking line. Yes, I am drawing the line. Again, if you are allowing that officer to be a fucking fellow, because you think about it. Think about this right now. General Petraeus, that dude fucking climbed the fucking ladders, Oxford, and all this other shit. How the fuck did this guy, how come this guy didn't do no fucking details? I mean, think about it. If you think about it like this, how is it different than an officer? Now, here's the innovation that we're talking about. Gets to do that. But a staff sergeant or a sergeant first class who has proved to be a fucking exceptionally fucking good NCO, why can't they do a fucking fellow? Only certain people that I've known in history have gone to the Naval Postgraduate School as NCOs. Because the opportunity was there. They saw that fucking, they oh shit, this guy's fucking smart as fuck. And that one leader took that risk and decided to fucking send him out. What's up with that? I'm not talking about Carl or Cavman. Let's have some realistic
No, that's a
expectation.
good point. I'm sorry. That's actually a really good point. And no, I just had to bring that up because, the very few officers that see that in our young NCOs usually kick them out to make them go green to gold.
I have never,
at least in the career fields I'm in, and I
Correct.
know that we've been
You're
in completely
because-
different career fields. That's what I see.
No, there are specific career fields in the U.S. military right now. Now, don't get me wrong. You shouldn't get any college credit. Like, say for instance, if it's comparable for what you do as far as like a certification. I keep going back to the certification. Air traffic controllers, aircraft mechanics, medics, videographers. Those guys. There is an actual legit no shit certification for that stuff. So if you want to get out and you want to get a legit certification, well, it'd be no different than a fucking officer going through their process when they say, I'm here to finish my degree. What do you mean you're here to finish your degree? Well, yeah, I got a bachelor's, now I'm going to get a master's. Well, how the fuck did you do that? Oh, well, I'm going to this program that you just go blah, 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 blah. I see you don't understand that when you go through this, you finish your master's when you finish the school. Well, how come a fucking NCO can't get a fucking associate's degree or a bachelor's or a master's degree when they finish a fucking school? I know plenty of fucking NCOs that are way smarter than me. Hell, smarter than fucking some of the officers out there. Some hot, knobby little fucking headed fucking angry little fucking buck sergeant who's a genius. There's a buck sergeant that I know right now. Actually, 4 of them. They have PhDs. Infantry.
Well, met a couple of them.
And they wanted to be infantry because they wanted to know what it was like to serve in the infantry. They wanted to start off right there. I'm like, you could go to fucking, You can fucking you can go to OCS or something like that. They wanted to be a fucking soldier first. Oh shit, big flash. So again,
I mean, I know Dimfos does offer that you can get when you complete just for the basic 46Q or 46 Romeo, or soon to be just 46 Sierra, and they're just going to merge them together.
But a
you
46,
can get credits towards a degree, but you don't get any kind of certification.
You don't get any certification.
I mean, that would have been useful. And then what you're talking about with the reason to re-enlist, I mean, I'll tell you what. Now, public affairs they're offered a lot of great opportunities.
Yeah,
I'm going to put that out there. Public affairs is one of those where if you want, there's a lot of places to excel.
Dude,
if
that
you are an officer.
I was about to say
you become you're that sergeant first class or master sergeant. Officers from like as soon as they become switch their functional area, they can go to Georgetown. Like they're on the short list at Georgetown,
Columbia,
or I believe they're still
George
the Syracuse
Washington
program where they literally paid for you to go to Syracuse and do the journalist thing up there and get your master's or whatnot. Same thing with Georgetown here in DC. And then for enlisted, you literally had to jump through hoops. You can't even do training with the industry until you're at least a staff sergeant, which is sucky because most of the guys doing the shooting we're camera pull, we're shooting the cameras and everything.
Yeah,
should be doing the training with the industry with the NFL.
Correct.
And,
not the fucking
I forget what the other one.
Yeah, don't
or
get me...
the specialists and sergeants.
Yes,
but
I was about to say because you have 3 MOSs. You have 3 MOSs in that career field, and the 46s. I'm sorry, man. They're a master of fucking what is it? They're a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Yeah,
they're all scratch. If you want, if there,
do.
No, I'm serious. If there's a fucking MOS that is all about spotlight, but you're not really specialized in shit, is a fucking 46. Straight up. I mean, there's some good 46. I mean, they are the. Come on, think about it. They're PAO. They're king of spotlight. They're supposed to be the king of spotlight. They're supposed to be out there to fucking represent and tell the Army story to the American public. They have to be that way. They have to have.
And
that personality.
They wonder why they're having so much trouble keeping 46s. That's one reason why they're merging 46 Quebecs and 46 Romeo, which is a print journalist is a Quebec and a broadcast journalist is Romeo. That's why they're merging them into a 46 Sierra. Mass communicator, kind of like what the Navy's done,
correct.
The Air Force has done, and the Marines have done.
And then also
because they can't actually, the active duty is so low on broadcasters. They've had to shut down MPADs across the country, mobile public affairs detachments, because they don't have enough people.
Correct.
Because people will come in, they will do. Depending on their thing, they'll do their 5 years or whatever, how are they able to, finagle their contract and then immediately get out because they know they can take those skills and get paid a shit ton because the Army doesn't give them incentives. Now, granted, I will give credit to the current, to the former Chief of Public Affairs, General Frost, and the Sergeant Major of Public Affairs. They've been doing a lot better job than when I first came in, because when I first came in, I wanted to get out and just go make a lot of money. They are the reasons why I thought about it before I got out. But still, it wasn't enough to keep me in. Everything you have to be an officer or a master sergeant in order to do stuff to really help you.
And there's no certification for it because that specific job in the PO
zero.
It's exactly that. No, but not only that, but it's so competitive. If you're not a Keith L. fucking Ware fucking awardee or fucking whatever, dude, you're not getting shit. You're not getting nothing. No, I'm just saying, unless you're one of those. No, I'm saying it sucks to say you have to be a Sergeant Audie Murphy, Sergeant Morales member, and a fucking Keith Elware guy to get that exposure. I'm just talking about It's so competitive. I mean, because I know some PAOs and goddamn, I mean, I thought fucking MI was backstabbing. Holy shit.
Yeah, it can get. I've been sniped once or twice by some unsavory people. But they just had their public affairs forum, and I'm surprised. Neither WTF Nation Radio or US Army WTF Moments was invited. But
sucks.
When I tweeted, the Sergeant Major for Public Affairs actually liked it. So who knows? Maybe we'll be invited to the next Public Affairs Forum. But congratulations to all the Keith Elware winners.
Yeah.
I actually know a couple of them. A couple I've served in with Germany. A couple of the civilian guys that won. good on you, congratulations, kick ass.
But again,
but it is a very
what is your incentive to stay in?
It is easy to backstab people.
No, it is. No, because what is your incentive to stay in? What are you going to get? In other words, when you come out into the world like a lens cap, like a fucking 25 Victor, who is a fucking cinematographer, videographer, fucking visual information fucking specialist. He's a guy who, he's not the fuck, I'm not talking about the 25 mic, the fucking graphics illustrator. I'm not talking about the inkhead. I'm talking
Combat Crayon.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Combat Crayolas. I'm talking about, or tactical tapestries. I'm talking about straight up lens cap. The guy who knows how to ingest, who knows how to fucking do pre-post production, knows how to write a proper storyboard that is truly fucking accurate, that can tell the story, because a 46 Romeo is a script writer. They write the story. Nothing happens in that realm without the story being written, which is the script. Then given to the videographer. The videographer is the one that helps that 46 put that fucking story out there. And that's the way it's supposed to be. But how is it that a 46 isn't getting the fucking certifications that the 25 Victor can get? Because I know 25 Victors that have walked right out of fucking jobs working for fucking NFL teams doing just that. Only because they were there as an opportunity event, like they were on a detail to go film some shit, and the camera guy had some issues, and one of the 25 Victors that I knew walked up to the guy and says, "Oh, just do this, this, this." The guy explaining to an NFL fucking camera operator, Army kid, Buck Sergeant, now works for the fucking the Jacksonville Jaguars as a fucking lens cap, doing their shit. And he's like one of their lead guys, and just walked right into it. And had got him certified master this. There's some certifications go along with that. So why isn't it that the Army doesn't do that? The Army needs to do that. And that's the incentive for you to stay in. I'm sorry, infantryman. There is no certification for you wanted the blue cord. There you go. That's it. Nothing else. There is nothing that is comparable to the civilian world that can assist you. But goddamn, leaders, let your fucking soldiers take a fucking college class. I've known NCOs that have never stepped foot in fucking college that are like struggling right now going through their first fucking college class. They're struggling bad. The Army, I'm about to say the Army used to, Mr. Owl. The Owl is correct. The Army used to have an NCOES, the NCOES program for PLDC. Back when PLDC was 30 fucking days you were locked down, they actually sprinkled some fucking college classes in it. And if you attended PLDC back in the 90s at Fort Hood, you got 6 credit hours just for attending PLDC. You got straight up 6 fucking college credits because they taught you writing. They taught you how to do basic fucking, and they graded PE. They allowed that to be a PE because you were in class and it was condensed that whole fucking time. So what happened? Why is it that, where's the disparity? Why is that happening? Why do we have soldiers that are just getting the fuck out now and saying, fuck it? We are offering soldiers now automatic promotions and bonuses, and fuckers still won't go into their fucking, those organizations that are offering up, or those MOSs that are doing it. Because they're not giving them, they're not seeing the fucking incentive of it. Of course, you don't tell the story. Well, that too, war happened. Exactly, Al. War happened because a lot of these individuals that came in trying to go to school. Wait a minute, I came in Army for the school and now I'm patrolling downtown Baghdad. Was this where's my certificate? Where's my Keith L. Ware award?
And I'm still waiting on one of mine.
So what? So Keith L. Ware, if you guys, does anybody not know who he is? I mean, I know. I only know this because I guess in the PO where it was it's a big deal to get it in the PO.
It's actually funny enough, the guy who did my ACAP in Korea actually flew on a helicopter and met General Keith L. Ware in Vietnam.
Oh shit.
Because he realized who I was, and he realized with the MOS, and he realized that he'd heard me on AFN in Korea a couple times, and he's like, "You sound familiar," and then we kind of talked, and he goes, because he liked my resume, he's like, "Oh, your resume looks great," and he's like, "I used to know Keith L. Ware. You ever won a Keith L. Ware?" Luckily at the time, I'm like, "Yes." But it was kind of cool hearing him talk about Keith L. Ware and how he was, because we have him immortalized. Keith L. Ware is pretty much our patron saint now Public Affairs actually has a patron saint, so he's kind of like the second patron saint. But I mean, Keith Elware was a pretty badass
that's right.
public
You guys,
affairs guy if we ever had one.
Yeah, you guys do have you guys now have a patron saint.
Yes, and now we have an order.
An
We
order.
now-
An order.
Yeah, the Army Public Affairs Association and the Army Chief of Public Affairs actually were working together because it was a couple years ago we finally got a patron saint. It's getting us closer to actually having our own branch instead of us being under AG, which is the little pin our regimental pin we wear, which I hate. So we have St. Gabriel is our patron saint, and now we have an order of St. Gabriel, which is really cool. And I know people are like, fuck public affairs, but as public affairs, it's kind of nice being, we don't get to do a lot. We're Army light. I'll be honest. My dad messed with me. I'm like, Dad, I'm Army light. I'm a civilian that wears a uniform and shaves. That's my job. But it is kind of cool to actually be that much closer to being our own recognized. We're like Puerto Rico. We just want to be recognized as a state. Just like, fuck off, everybody. That's what public affairs is. So it is kind of cool. And again, it was General Frost and the Sergeant Major Valquette. I'm going to butcher his name. Sergeant Major V spearheading this and doing a great job.
Sergeant Major V is like a legend.
They were the reasons why I wanted to stay in.
Yeah, I was about to say.
They were the reasons why I wanted to stay in.
That's like the. Well, I can't remember his name now. Shit, his name's. I know who you're talking about. Which Sergeant Major you're talking about? That guy's a legend in the in the PAO world, anyways.
He's a badass.
Yeah.
I really he messed with me a lot when I told him because he was like, oh, I heard about you, and then he's like, I hear you're getting out, and then he's all like, why? And just like better opportunities and this, that, and the other. But I mean, he's there. We have good people in the Pentagon right now for public affairs. It's weeding out the ones that are the guys that made 7 and 7 and might be good broadcasters but are horrible NCOs.
Yeah.
And then we have a lot of top heavy guys that just don't want to get out. They're broken and busted and should move on, but they won't, and it's killing it because the problem public affairs has been having is not just that, but we have so much stagnation at the top that all these guys are sitting at, like, especially Comcam. I feel bad for Comcam every day because their points are so high because they're, the people at the top are there and there's no movement. And public affairs when I came in was moving steadily and then just stopped. And like nobody was getting E5 or definitely not even getting E6, and getting E7's been a bitch. I know my former NCOIC, part on his own knucklehead self, but when he had legitimately good cases to get E7, just no room. There's just nothing there for anybody else.
And therein lies,
like,
exactly.
Kill these guys and push them out. So
No, but therein lies.
Soldiers are like, why am I going to stay getting paid like $2,000? Like a $2,000 if I'm married. But they're a paycheck when I can be going
Flash,
or per paycheck when I can just be going killing things in the civilian world, making like $5,000 every 2 weeks.
Well, I'll tell you what. Right now, though, Flash is that's where therein lies the fucking the backstabbing. Therein lies the backstabbing.
It's hard not to. In order to survive in public affairs, I mean, I know a lot of people that are like great people and they do their job and they are lucky enough to have good leadership that recognizes them, that puts them in for the new journalist, the new journalist award and the journalist of the year and all these other new things they've been putting out to help recognize and actually do things to help push their career along by giving those opportunities. And then there's some folks that I've seen, some PAOs that do nothing but take credit for their guys' work, that don't, not just do their work, but take credit for their guys' work without. And they're the commander. They're all for, hey, this is my team. They did a great job.
Yeah.
But I've been lucky enough to be around people that goes, this unit's done a great job, and then Sergeant so and so, did this, and then Specialist so and so did that, and I'm so happy to have them. They did a great job. It passed the praise along, and then I've seen those that just the buck stops with them. It is the public affairs world does not turn unless they say it does, and then you wonder why the people below them go, either you scratch and take whatever assignment to get out from under them, or just go, you know what? There's a cushy government job doing public affairs that'll pay me like $80,000 because I was smart enough to get a degree. Why would I stay in the Army when I can go make $80K being a GS 11, 12 or whatnot and have a cush job? Deuces. And there's nothing public affairs or the Army can do, because along with other MOSs, there's just a lot of opportunities out there to be a civilian, and the Army is catering to the officers, and they're not maybe sharing some of the wealth.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Going back to what I was saying, why is it that Joe's can't? No, get me wrong. Again, hey, I'm sorry, Cav man. I'm sorry, freaking Carl. Yeah. Look, I mean, you got straight up, like I said, I got no kids that are really fucking smart, and they have a bachelor's degree, and they want. What is wrong with them applying? Because that's another thing too. The reason why a lot of I'm not just talking about PAOs, but the reason why a lot of soldiers in those high vis areas want to stay there is because they know of the opportunities that are coming down the pipe, and they want to be the first ones to grab it before it even hits the fucking operational force. So before it even gets to the fucking, like I said, going back what I was saying about that trickle down through the division, through the brigade, and through the battalion. Dude, you're a dumbass. You don't need to fucking sign up for that shit. You need to worry about fucking blah 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 blah. Or Flash, you don't need to be doing that. You need to, no. You need to worry about this. I need you for this JRTC rotation. However, I have known officers that are fucking taken off. Where's this guy going? Oh, he's doing a degree completion program. We're like in the middle of rotation. Yeah, well, he had to go and process, and he had to go and take off because he's flying to California to go to school for a year and a half and living in Monterey.
Dear God, there's been people that deuced out in Korea to do things like that, to just go, hey, what happened to Captain So-and-so? Yep. Oh, he had this thing going on or that thing. And granted, I don't blame the guys like one of my former PAOs who was all for it going to Korea with us and was like, he's like, hey, I came here, I knew what I was doing. We're going to Korea, and then got selected for major, and then got to said, hey, you can't do the satellite school. You got to go it on ground. Deuces.
Yeah. And
he had to leave us halfway through. So I don't blame him, but there were so many at the brigade level that were just getting all these opportunities. And we had so much change. Like, we're pulling people from the battalions. And I'm like, hey, weren't you just at this battalion? They're like, yeah, I got pulled up here because X, Y, and Z went and did this, that, and the other. I'm like, that's cool, because I know guys that can't even get into classes to BLC, or they can't do college classes because we are a rotation, and Korea doesn't in the Korea area 1 through whatever doesn't recognize us as we're on ground. So they lose all these opportunities to do things. But no, don't worry. Send lieutenant, captain, and major what's its nuts, because they're officers, to go do these things because they're more important. And then they wonder why there's people that are going and just losing their minds when they get free time, and just stop caring. The overall no one has like that super, I want to be a soldier, I want to retire a soldier, that's all I want my lot in life. Now it's just like, I'm tired of getting the green weenie every single day. Mm-hmm. Why do I need to do it? And then the guys that are, you're right. I mean, infantry, you're SOL. I'm sorry. There's not much other opportunities unless you want to be the next security forces dude. And hey, there's a lot of people in that field. But if you're in these these other ones, I won't say smart ones, these more changeable MOSs, the ones that reflect better in the civilian world, why stay in if you're getting bent over every other day?
Get the fuck out. Get out of that. Get out. I mean, if you want to stay in the Army,
and then watching other people get the opportunities while you're being bent over, but people try to make you feel bad for
doing it.
For why are you leaving?
Yeah.
Huh? Well, you don't want to be a team player.
You don't.
And then when you go, hey, major, captain, and lieutenant got these opportunities, and I got passed over.
Yep.
Maybe that. Well, you just need to be a team player. And no, negative.
Shut up, you 6-year fucking company command, 6-year in the Army fucking. Oh man, I used to hate arguing with I'd have my company commander, and they'd be like, "Well, first sergeant, through my leadership experience," and I'd look at him, and
shut your face.
Yeah, I'm like, through my leadership experience. Okay, Captain. He's not going to the field because he's out processing. That's why he's not. Well, commander said everybody, lottie-dottie, everybody. Yeah, lottie-dottie, everybody that's supposed to fucking be out there. So the kids that are fucking broken on profile, that are not supposed to be going out there and fucking doing it, they're going to be managing the fucking unit in the back, and they're going to be put on fucking staff duty because they have a profile that prevents them from doing Army shit. That disgusts me to no end to see fucking Joes on crutches in the field. And then
Sick call Rangers.
Well, no, okay, yeah, the guys are legit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the guys are like legit, like literally broke their fucking leg or literally got injured doing something, and they literally cannot go out. And then of course, you ever notice that commanders like to be? Let's see, they're automatically career counselors. They're automatically counselors. They're automatically doctors. They're automatically what else? They're all lawyers. Immediately when it comes to their ass being fucking on the line.
I had one company commander, and I won't dime him. I'll be nice. So at my company, one morning they did this whole thing where they're like, hey, you know, when we get back, everyone needs to be going to school. And they said, how many people have ever attended college? And a couple people, you know, a bunch of people raised their hand. How many people got an associate's? And a lot of people raised their hand. You saw all the officers like, oh. And then how many people got a bachelor's? And then there's all the officers. And then there's like, you know, there's a lot less in the enlisted. And then I went, how many people have masters? And then like maybe one or two officers. And then it was myself and one other enlisted. And I'm just looking out going, where are these other officers?
Yeah.
So fast forward another week, I get pulled because, you know, I'm Brigade Public Affairs. So I like to be the guy everyone knows. That's part of my job. If people can come talk to me and tell me what's going on, I do a better job. So this company commander's like, you know, Sergeant Flash, you really should think about, you know, doing college courses. You know, I know I heard you, you know, through the grapevine, you're getting out and you know, you want to go do big things. But I really think that you need to rethink that, because if you haven't done college, you're just not going to. And I'm like, sir, I'm good. He goes, well, you know, and it's very condescending, like he's drinking cognac and smoking a cigar and telling me that how I need to fix my life is Dave Ramsey, you know, keys to success. And he's like, you know, when I got my bachelor's degree, and, you know, I was very proud, and I'm thinking about getting my master's. And I just I said, I got my master's like 2 years ago. I said, I had my master's before I was 25. I said, I'm good. I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm about to say, now again, if you have it, and I'm hopefully when you get up rank there, Flash, then you will obviously push that to your troops that are trying to get it. But you're like, what, a few? They're just leaders out there, man, that don't give two shits about their soldiers going through any of that stuff. They don't care. They really don't fucking care.
Nope, and they'll take all the opportunities for themselves. I'm sorry, I have to leave X, Y, and Z because I need to go do this. Hey, sir, I want to put in a packet to do this training or to go back. And the hardest part for public affairs people is you do a lot of good. You learn a lot of good stuff during the qualification for Romeo and Quebec. The problem is there's so many more great courses at DIMPOs, but no one can go back because no one gives them the opportunity.
Nope.
I applied.
Nope.
The 4 years I was in my brigade in 1st Cav, I applied. I put in at least 4 or 5 packets. In the first 2 years, I put in 4 packets to go back to do advanced journalism, electronic journalism. There's a couple other. I wanted to become Q qualified and everything. And every time, I either had to fight through my company commander to even get it pushed up for consideration at battalion level. Or the battalion would be like, well, we need to send, we were going to, push this through, but we need to send this guy for Master Gunner, and sorry.
You know what? And that's a good point.
I'm just like,
that is your version of Master Gunner. That's what I used to tell my G3 Star Major that. I said, if you don't let fucking that dude go do fucking, paper pad shit, that's it. That's his version of Master Gunner. He won't survive his promotion rates through his fucking professional development model. He has to go to PPAD school. He's got to go do it. And that's exactly what I said. That is like their version of Master Gunner course.
It really is. I mean, there's so much more that we can learn. That, granted, I was lucky enough that I had a lot of a couple diverse assignments, and with my brigade in 1st Cav had a lot of diverse opportunities because we couldn't stop going places, and it really helped me where I didn't have to go to school to learn that. But it sure as hell would have been a lot easier and probably would have been a lot beneficial for those opportunities that I would have gone through anyways if I had done the training already. there's a lot of working with media. There's a lot with working within the public affairs world in itself. There's a lot more with just honing your craft better, that they just can't give you all the teachings and techniques, and yet we're passed over. And I speak from a place of public affairs, and I'm sure it transcends like to all the other MOSs, that there's just other opportunities that we always passed over for, you know, everyone else. It's funny, we're always passed over for the guys that have really no future, no civilian future in their MOS when they get out. But the ones that do, we just kind of, I guess it's, you know, maybe it's the Army's way of balancing out. It's like, hey, you have all these opportunities you can never go to.
But you know what,
we're
though?
Send all the infantry guys to all the opportunities,
but you know
have
what,
no
though?
future out to civilian world, and there will be the peace.
Exactly. What you know what, though? That is what is that big circle of life. If you were to have your opportunity to go to those fucking schools, then you will also have the need for those individuals to instruct those schools, which would mean that need for promotion to go to those fucking to man those schools will be part of your professional development model, which would mean that in order to have like an NCOEA commandant or have somebody be an SGL, you have to go through those fucking traps to evolve out. And that's what's happening right now in those types of career fields, that they're flattening out a specific rank. And then when they wonder why your craft is sucking, the reason, why are we losing the info war? Why are we losing the media war? That's why.
The circle of fuck you.
Fuck yeah. Fuck you, bitches.
If I was smarter, I'd have more Elton John type lyrics to go with it. But you're hitting it nail on the head. I mean, I think that's the hardest part, is that you're just not there. And again, it's everybody is there's all these opportunities for other schools, but then you know, I hear it all the time, the needs of the Army. I'm like, you know how more valuable as a sergeant in public affairs, as the guy who's always on the ground, and public affairs, like the officer's the one that talk to the media. I'm like, not necessarily. I've talked to the media plenty of times because I've been the guy who driving them, and then they go, hey, can you, you know, what? And I had one from NPR that came to Korea and while I was driving her around to different locations, she was asking me all the questions, and luckily my PAO trained me pretty damn well to the point where I'm hitting all the talking points and the messaging. I'm making sure I'm saying exactly what we want the story to be, and it did my job right. But I've been lucky enough that I had great mentors.
In the current curriculum for some of the senior joint staff positions, do you know who's talking about doing strategic communications now? The sergeant major.
Mm-hmm.
And
the ones that don't want to do communications.
The ones that don't want to do communications, that suck at it. So then they think communications picking up a pricky 7, or you know what I mean, a fucking a prick 77 and fucking going, yeah, Cav man, this is sergeant major over. You know what I mean? That's what they think strategic communications is. There's sergeant majors out there. I'm telling you, you got to grasp it. You're going to be the one that's going to be held to the fire to fucking do this. So
if you're lucky enough to have public affairs people within your group, it would behoove you to pull them aside and talk to them, because it will be beneficial for your career. I've seen a lot of people get messed up because somebody got around them and they just decided to F you public affairs. And then, the one time that they decide to be oops, and then all of a sudden are getting a letter in their file because they messed up.
I've talked to you. And I've talked to the main page, the U.S. Army WTF Moments PAO, well, both the old one and the new one. And it has been, there's some things that I do as a leader right now. Hey, what happens if I were to say that? I mean, you've talked before. And what do I do if
I'm always on call.
Yeah. Hey, what about this or what about that? And then, okay. Well, I'm thinking, you know what? If I didn't listen to these fucking guys, I'd have been fragged. I'd have been destroyed. Because, if you're not using a PAO, hell, if you're not using that whole fucking section to begin with, because usually an MPAD has all the people attached to an organization, you should be fucking using them. You should be listening to your Stratcom shop. Then you're just son. And then if they need to go to a school, that's what makes them better. And if you look at the fucking videos, it's funny. I looked at all the videos and all the stories that I see from back in the day. Oh my god, how cheesy, how fucking. Hi, this is blah blah blah, and I'm reporting live from Guam with ARRTS and blah blah blah.
And you just want to punch them, and
Yeah,
you just want to punch them
they
straight
have-
through the screw. Oh,
and you know
I've
what?
even see my older stuff where I'm
Yes.
just like, oh, I want to choke slam myself.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just throw
yeah.
me into a river.
That's why a lot of people want to punch PAOs, because they have that punchable face when they're up on there and looking like that. So now,
can't help it. I'm pretty.
now they have almost, and I say almost commercial quality. I think better sometimes than commercial quality products coming out. And I'm like, someone's like, oh, fucking AFN sucks. And I was, rotating down range, and I'm like, dude, that's way better than what AFN used to be. I actually thought it wasn't. I actually thought it was an Army for a minute there. I was like, that's,
We started pushing out those old guys that have been like that were specialists and then got out in Germany and then have been in Germany in that same spot for like the last 15,
Yes,
20 years.
yes.
The Army finally went, hey, 5-year term limits
Yeah,
instead of just like stay there forever.
Oh my God,
so
there was
AFN has
guys,
gotten
yeah.
better. And then the commercial quality, I'm gonna thank the Sergeant Major General Frost and the Sergeant Major up there at the Pentagon. I mean, General Frost isn't there anymore. It's now General Jones, I think, who's taken over. He did a little video, which was kind of cool. I give him kudos for that.
But he listened.
They spearheaded getting us brand new equipment.
Yes.
They're actually making it so we can actually have our own little like portable satellite, kind of like
Yes.
they have the like our Soft Brothers have that kind
Yes.
of cool hookup.
Yep.
So we can be out in the field and
Yep.
then upload from
Yep.
the field
Yep.
straight
Yep.
to divots
Yep.
instead of
Yep.
having to
Yep.
wait
Yep.
forever. I mean,
Yep.
they've been giving us. They're trying to give us all the tools to get us better.
Oh,
Some
man.
are old and can't
we need to
fucking
get
do it. And
hey,
some
get them on here.
are rocking it.
Get them on here, man. Get them two guys on here. I would love to fucking talk to them on Sergeant's time, man. Get them on here.
I will make that mission. Oh, and speaking of trying to get people on there, if you're on Twitter, WTF Nation Radio, or Instagram, WTF Nation Radio, and please, hey, like us, share us, help us out. Tom Colicchio, he's this banging chef.
He is the best chef ever.
Oh my
Sorry.
God, the one time you fucking
I
Y'all
knew
know I'm a
I knew
fan.
Spanky was going to jump on there.
exactly that.
He's doing this campaign called A Place at the Table. It's trying to help end veteran active. He's trying to end hunger within the military. Whether people are out, people that just can't. They're on active duty and they just still aren't making enough. He's doing a lot of big things. They also have the new season of Top Chef, and I will admit, Flash loves Top Chef. Been watching it since I was in film school and season 2, and been binge watching it. So if you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, tag him, tell him you want to hear him on WTF Nation Radio. He's actually doing a lot of stuff for the veterans, which is it's a breath of fresh air in my opinion when it comes from that field.
Yeah. Well, hey, I got to do some house cleaning because me and Flash were just going off about fucking the world and stuff, and not realize that we're actually over our time. So real quick, we had Vicky and Lisa from Full Circle Home. Check them out.
And they're awesome.
And they're awesome at fullcirclehome.org. So anytime we broadcast that we got something in the air, you look at the post. Don't worry about the chat. Look at the post, and you'll see the links and the face group of the group that we're trying to get up there. So that way you guys don't have to rifle through the fucking shit or see some of our annoying pinned posts or something like that. And trying to, you guys want to interact, go for it. Hey, this week we're not gonna have I think we're off on Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving. I'm not sure. I think we are. I think we are like at host discretion or because not Thursday. I know when I have fucking Thanksgiving, I eat and I go all out on
the taco truck will be on Thursday. That's the last I've heard.
Yeah.
I know Sergeant Time is not going to happen
Yep.
on Thursday, and then Friday's still a little up in the air.
Yep,
But we will have Saturday, we will have Sunday,
Yep.
and we will have tomorrow. So we're rocking and rolling.
Yeah. So on Monday, we're going to have Dick Darling from Trees for Troops. Trees for Troops is a program of Christmas Spirit Foundation, provides free farm-grown Christmas trees to the United States Armed Forces members, family members all around the branches of the military and their families through donations, sponsorships, grants, and spirit of the work of their many volunteers. It's a 501c3 tax exempt, a charitable organization that wants to recognize and support the True Spirit. That's Trees for Troops program is pretty cool. Foundation was established in 2005, and it is a charitable branch of the National Christmas Tree Association. So get your tree. It's not about you, it's about the kids. if you got little ones, because due to my many exes, I have diversified Christmas fund, so that way all my kids can have Christmas. Next Tuesday we're gonna have David Jordan from We Got Your Six. We Got Your Six is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping homeless veterans rebuild their lives and redevelop their self-confidence. Man, it's just kind of ironic that the subject we were talking about, the Soldier for Life program, and then we hit that, because then on 2 December we have Luis Fernandez from CONUS Battle Drills. I love this dude. If you guys don't follow CONUS Battle Drills, you should follow
them on Twitter. They are so...
Yeah, they're awesome.
Not only do they post current shit, but they're also pretty damn funny.
Yeah, they are fucking hilarious. Pretty much his mantra is kind of like us. We don't pull punches. I'm not surgical in my approach. I will not coddle you, and I will not feel pity for you. You are fucking killers, survivors of the greatest fighting force humanity has ever known, and I will treat you as such. Sometimes, however, you guys need some guidance, and that's why he created the page, CONUS Battle Drills. So if you want to face with challenges, if you're facing challenges like we just talked about this, unprepared for, transitioning out of the Army, writing a resume, preparing for interviews, picking companies that translate your skills in a softer world, because you have to admit it, some civilians are just too soft when we have a brash sense of humor. I told one guy that I needed to clean up a vehicle, and it had some animal, because I hit an animal with it, and the guy goes, "Wow, what happened to your vehicle?" And I said, "Oh, well,
not an ex-wife, right?"
That's exactly what I said. I gosh, she wouldn't shut up. Is what I said. And the next thing you know, everyone got, whoa, the whole fucking, just kidding, dude, just kidding. I did not hit a check, so probably I had my plates ran. Anyways, so so Luis Fernandez from CONUS Battle Drills will be on. And, of course, we got our sponsors at Warhorse for Veterans, Project Overwatch, Paw Patrol, and the Veteran Support. You guys notice that you're seeing the Veteran Support being broadcasted on the Facebook page. It's an every other Saturday event. So this Saturday, so last Saturday wasn't broadcasted. So this Saturday coming up, then Jim Cannon will be broadcasting on Facebook Live. And that way, and again, you could call it show up when you see the number on there, but understand it's FCC regulated radio, so you can't go up there and say, "Oh, fucking bullshit and dick's ass. The Navy drew a fucking dick cloud, blah blah blah." You can't be saying that on the Veterans Report.
Which was epic. Congratulations, Navy. You guys won.
Yeah, this time. I was telling some people at work today that I wanted the Blue Angels to create a VAG one. I want a VAG. I want to see a VAG. Because Navy. But accelerate your life. You guys got anything you guys want to put out for before I hang out?
Hey, if we don't hear from you, check on your soldiers. It's Thanksgiving weekend. Make sure they're good to go. Some people have trouble around the holidays. Some people don't have nowhere to go. The best NCOs I've ever had invited me. I never, when I was a single soldier, even when I was away from my wife, I never spent a Thanksgiving or a Christmas by myself. Be there for your soldiers. Don't let them be by themselves. Even if they're stubborn, you have to go bring them a plate anyways, and just tell them, get in the damn car and come hang out. Be a good NCO, even regardless, all the time, 24/7. But this holidays, try to be extra special awesome.
Yeah, and on that note, ensure that you follow what the main page is doing. If you're going to sponsor some soldiers to go eat at your house, there's Operation NOLO in Turkey. So submit some names up. And then contact the main page, PM, shoot them a message and say, hey, I want to donate my time and house and food and booze for a soldier. Or there's some soldiers, like you were saying there, Flash. There are some soldiers that are just fucking stubborn that don't want to leave the barracks. Okay, fine. Let's go eat the DFAC. I've done that before. I've picked up my soldiers from the barracks, and we all went to eat because so the DFACs now are getting fucking legit. Have you ever been to a fucking spread in a DFAC?
I've had some good ones. I had a good one, actually, weirdly enough, in Grafenwehr when we were rotation there.
Yes.
We had duck and turkey and and pig, and it was a fucking amazing.
Yes.
And then my first time in Germany, in Wiesbaden, it was I'd rather just go eat some Hot Pockets in my room.
Oh, well, that's Wiesbaden though.
Yeah.
But some larger installations actually do have a good spread. I You might see me. You might see me in some installation out in the West. So you know, if you see some old crusty dude with freaking, you know, looking angry and wrinkly, scowling at you.
He kind of looks like Father Time.
Yeah, scowling at you while I'm in my fucking blues, serving fucking Thanksgiving chow out there. Just remember, if you say Hail Hydra and you think it's me, then I'll take a picture with you. No Weinstein, please. Don't. I will not put my face up against yours.
And shots.
Yeah, and shots. So, anyways, so y'all have a good one, and I'll see you guys probably next week. Again, we got a show every night. Right now, we got the Green Room coming back for a little bit, doing another fucking trial run again, and then we have obviously we're taking a break with WTF Wednesdays, but don't worry, shit's happening. Stuff's getting moved around, and usually the holidays are what are kind of people will start coming in and you know, shit's getting orientated. So again, stay tuned. You never know what you can get. However, next year's gonna be pretty badass. So with that, thank you all for joining us, and shots.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.